Under a clear sky with a game time temperature of 82 degrees, we welcome you on homecoming night to the campus of Choctaw High School in Choctaw, Oklahoma, and Bill Jensen Stadium for tonight's colossal Class 2A or Class 6A2 Division II matchup between 2-1 Choctaw and the unbeaten 3-0 Hornets of Booker T. Washington. Hello again, everyone. I'm Todd Miller along with Adam Diesel-Horst and our entire Squirrel crew. Glad to have you along for the game of the week tonight, presented by High Plains Insurance. Adam, it's our first ever visit here to Choctaw, and you couldn't get a better matchup. These really are two of the top 4 or 5 teams in Class 6A Division II. In fact, according to the latest rankings, it's the Yellow Jackets at 2, Booker T at number 4.
Yeah, and I mean, you look over the last decade and even further beyond for Booker T, but these are the perennial teams that you see always at the top. Same thing on both sides. Dynamic athletes. Going to be really exciting to get to watch.
We're going to unfortunately not be able to see Cade McConnell, the outstanding left tackle who's already signed with Texas Christian. 6'7" and 308 pounds, a senior for Choctaw. He is out in street clothes tonight, so we'll have to see who fills in for him. But that is a big, big loss, Adam, on the offensive front tonight for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, anytime you lose that anchor on your line, obviously, and especially a kid that's going obviously committed to TCU, losing a player like that, it'd be interesting to see how they fill the gap there.
The great group Styx once sang of the best of times, and these certainly are the best of times for Yellow Jacket football fans. Prior to head coach Jake Corbett arriving here a couple or 4 seasons ago, it had been 34 years since Choctaw had back-to-back state playoff berths, and they had a chance last year, losing to the juggernaut Bixby 17-14 to play for a state title for the first time since 1960. So it indeed is the best of times. The atmosphere has changed here. The crowd is huge here on a football Friday night, as you'd expect for two teams that are probably playing for, I would think, a home first-round playoff game in the playoffs.
Well, yeah, definitely. That's a key, obviously. You got to get that home field advantage. But, man, it's in these type of games when you have two teams like this that are playing, I think the key to watch for is going to be turnovers and obviously just mental errors and penalties like that. And which team, doesn't make those types of things is going to come victorious.
Booker T. Washington, along with Sand Springs, the number 1 ranked Bixby, are the unbeaten teams in 6A2 District 2. Choctaw is 2-1. Bartlesville and Ponca City are 1-2. Muskogee and Putnam City West are 0-3. Choctaw has beaten a homeschool team from Virginia, Richmond, Virginia, by the name of Beacon Hill. They shut them out in week 0, 66-0, and then got a huge measure of revenge over Springdale, Arkansas. Springdale beat the Yellow Jackets in the Natural State a year ago, finished 3-8. This year was all Choctaw here in the Center State, 63-6. And 2 weeks ago, they lost their first game of the year down in Texas at Dallas Jesuit, falling 36-29. Booker T has blasted Southmore 51-7. They've also obliterated Tulsa Edison 64-13. That game was in week 3. Their biggest win came on the road against a very good Del City club. They beat the Del City Eagles by a count of 39-26. Last year, Choctaw narrowly got the better of the matchup with Booker T. Washington. It was the first time in program history the Yellow Jackets have bested the Hornets on the high school gridiron field. We'll take our opening time out. The captains are making their way towards midfield. It is a beautiful football Friday night here in eastern Oklahoma County, and it's a huge stage for 6A2 powers Choctaw and Booker T. And this is the Squirtle Game of the Week presented by High Plains Insurance.
At Bellarmine Company, we know agriculture. Every day we actively value, market, and sell farmland and farm equipment. We also provide comprehensive insurance products for crops, farm equipment, and farm liability. This provides us a true understanding of the rural way of life, resulting in a better service for our customers. There is a difference. We'd be honored to show you. Find out more at callbellamy.com. That is callbellamy.com.
Are you looking for a bank that provides excellent security and safety for your account information? Then Bank Central is made for you. When you use our website, bcna.com, you can pay bills, check account balances, download statements, and even manage your debit card. With our mobile app, you can do all that, plus make deposits as easily as taking a picture with your phone. Talk to a CSR at any of our 6 locations to find the products that work best for your banking needs. At Bank Central, we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
The thing with car buying nowadays is just how many options there are when it comes to where to actually get a car. Dealerships, websites, auctions, private sellers, and so on. But knowing exactly where to get your car loan makes it all much less stressful. That's where Communication Federal can help. There's a reason we're known for auto loans around here. Lots of car options, lots of places to buy, but only one choice for an auto loan. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
I am tech.
I am tech.
I am tech.
I am tech. We are tech.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business, and remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
At Maples Nixon Dieselhorst, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Dieselhorst, and we are here to help.
There you see the homestanding Choctaw Yellow Jackets about to make their way onto the field here on homecoming night at Bill Jensen Stadium in Choctaw, Oklahoma. They've just had the pregame coin toss, and let's read it here. Looks like Booker T. Washington has won the opening kickoff, or the coin toss. They have deferred. Choctaw will get the football, and the Hornets will defend the goal off to our left, the north end. That means we will see the outstanding junior signal caller, Steele Wassel, out there on the field first. He is a junior, completing 69% of his passes of the season. Only one pick and 10 touchdown passes while throwing for 529 yards. He will face a Booker T defense that will operate out of a 3-4 alignment, and they, of course, are led by the outstanding front of Amandre Tiger, a 250-pound junior at nose tackle, who already has 18 tackles on the season, 2.5 of those for losses. And then, of course, keep an eye on the Division I prospect, Gentry Williams. He has a lot of offers as an offensive player. Among those is the University of Nebraska, the University of Missouri, and Gentry Williams is going to be a force on both sides of the football tonight for Booker T. Washington. Choctaw and the Hornets about to make their way out of the field. We'll keep it right here to see the teams take the field, and then we'll take a quick 1-minute timeout and be back to kick it off. Booker T 3-0 with wins over Southmore and Del City, both on the road. They played their first home game of the year last week against Tulsa Edison. Choctaw hosted a pair of out-of-state foes, Beacon Hill of Virginia and Springdale, Arkansas, before losing last week in Texas to Dallas Jesuit. Here come the Booker T. Washington Hornets onto the field. Decent contingent from the Tulsa School District representing the Hornets here tonight in eastern Oklahoma County.
I just got a peek down there. Looks like some of the youngsters, looks like some junior Choctaw kids are going to be leading the varsity squad out on the field.
Jake Corbin has done just a terrific job of transforming the attitude with his program. He goes by what they call a gold standard. We'll talk about that as the broadcast goes along tonight. But not only has he implemented that, Adam, at the high school level, he's done it at the middle school level. And I was here several years ago, and I can just tell the atmosphere and the way the kids go through pregame warm-ups is certainly different than it was 5 years ago before Corbin took over.
Well, yeah, and I think the best example, obviously, is the crowd. I mean, look at this crowd here. This stadium is packed full of people. But like you said, one of the things you hear a lot in the large schools is difficult to get that, that trickle-down effect to the younger kids. A lot of times these bigger schools have a hard time with that. But, like you mentioned before, Coach Corbin has done a great job starting young and then all the way up to the top, and it's obviously paid dividends.
Steele Wassel, again, will be the starting quarterback tonight for Choctaw. In the backfield with him is Littell Ray's an outstanding junior. Already has carried for 6 touchdowns and 400-plus yards on 24 totes this season. Choctaw about to make their appearance through the Spirit Line off at the north end here of Bill Jensen Stadium, already Booker T. And I'm surprised the Hornets do not have a large number that are suited up for them tonight. They're seated on the east side of the stadium.
Yeah, definitely low numbers. As if you look across the other way, when Choctaw lines up over here, I would assume they're going to have about double the amount of players. But it's not the amount you have; it's the quality of what you put out on the field, as we all know.
There are going to be, as Adam told you, athletes running the field everywhere on both sides of the football tonight. And Squirtle is excited as we can be to be here for the first time in Choctaw to see a top 4 6A2 matchup between Booker T. Washington and the Yellow Jackets. Here comes Choctaw, and we'll be back with the opening kick. It's the Yellow Jackets and the Hornets on the Squirtle Game of the Week presented by High Plains Insurance.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like Video on Demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit gopioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
Booker T. Washington and Choctaw about to get it underway here at a 6A2 District 2 matchup. These two, along with Bixby, the defending state champions, are the top 3 in this district. And again, the winner of this one will have certainly a leg up on the other in terms of hosting a first-round playoff game. Deep to receive for Choctaw will be Lamarian Curry, who wears number 2, and Latrell Ray, who wears number 15. Both of those guys are among the top skill position weapons for Coach Jake Corbin's club. Lamarian Curry is a transfer from Carl Albert, where he's a member of the Titans Class 5A state championship team. Jackson Marsh, number 45, a 6'4", 210-pound senior, is set to kick it off for Booker T. Washington on the road, white and orange with black helmets. Choctaw in the bright blue uniforms with gold numerals and helmets. So Jackson Marsh awaiting the signal, and we are just about ready to get the second of 2 Squirtle Game of the Week broadcasts underway, this one tonight from Choctaw. Here is the 10-yard approach, and we are underway. Booker T. and Choctaw. Good end-over-end kick that'll hit at the 1 and skip into the end zone, so Choctaw will take it on the touchback, first down and 10. Alton Robinson is the senior center. Aaron McCaffrey and Cage Butler are the guards. Brody Hofen is the right tackle, and we'll have to see opens up at left tackle, replacing the injured All-State and Division I signee, Cade McConnell.
Yeah, the other thing you also see early on, you cannot ask for better weather. I know we've kind of complained a little bit about the heat that we have during the day, but it makes for beautiful evenings for football.
12 minutes to go, opening quarter. Here comes the Choctaw offense out of the field for the first time. And it looks like that it's going to be Bryson Jones, 55, as the left tackle. Out of the pistol, they turn and they hand it off to Littell Ray. Runs up the back of blockers, that is spun across the 30 and gets almost to the 35-yard line. This guy is a good one. He's just a junior for Choctaw. He picks up 15 of the game's first play.
Boy, big play, and he had a giant hole to run through. That motion that they kicked bugged Booker T. Too much shifting.
Ray is offset this time to the left. Bunch formation to this side as well. They toss it to Ray, trying to get to the corner. Does. 40 down the numbers to the 45. And is very near a first down as they're going to spot to the 47. And now some extracurricular activity going on with a Booker T. Washington player. This behind the Choctaw bench. And I believe Littell Ray. And this is starting to get ugly as the officials are trying to get it broken up. All the Hornet players have come off the field, and many are challenging the Yellow Jacket players on the track directly behind the Yellow Jacket bench. And here comes the Booker T. Washington coaching staff to try and restore order, and they finally do. Now we'll sort this play out as the gain goes to the 47, but we'll have to see if we will have offsetting penalties.
And it looked like may have been Gentry Williams in the middle of that. It looked like, didn't it? It looked like maybe the offensive wide receiver was blocked out of bounds, and then a little extracurricular that went on. So
emotions are high, with so much on the line between these two rivals. Booker T. Washington is 3-0, ranked 4th in most publications entering the week. Choctaw is pretty much a unanimous number 2 behind the team they lost to last year, Bixby, in the 6A2 polls. You can see down there on the field at the 45-yard line of the Hornets that all the minute striped shirts are getting together. They're going to sort this one out, and we may have a lengthy delay because there was a lot of extracurricular activity on the near side. And the flag came very, very early, Adam, but you wonder if there weren't multiple flags that were thrown during that skirmish.
Yeah, it was hard to tell. I mean, usually a lot of that type of stuff gets taken care of or squashed once the players get out of bounds because they're just uncomfortable being so far out of bounds. But, man, it spilled over past this bench down here about lane 4 on the track. And all I could see, it looked like Gentry Williams was involved, and it looked like the wideout that he was blocking was involved too as well, and I didn't catch a number there.
Well, they sort this one out. We're going to take a break. Choctaw already on the move. They're beyond the 45-yard line. And there is no score here with the opening quarter of play in the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
Physical Therapy Central is proud to be keeping you in the game of life. Now with a convenient location in Kingfisher. Get back to the game of life faster with PT Central.
For over 50 years, Tulsa Tech has helped people find new career paths, jobs, and a successful future. We've partnered with Tulsa businesses to grow our economy and help train the workforce of our community. During these uncertain times, one thing is for sure. Tulsa Tech will be here when life returns to normal, helping people make their own path. We will get through this together.
Offsetting penalties have been called. Gentry Williams, who hit Littell Ray late, was flagged for Booker T. Washington. I think it was Ray who, again, was hit late into the base of the bleachers that drew the personal foul as well. They offset, so the carry by Ray stands. It's first down to the 48-yard line. So in 2 plays, 28 yards of offense for the Choctaw Yellow Jackets. 11:35 to play here in a scoreless first quarter from Bill Jensen Stadium on the Choctaw High School campus.
Yeah, great start offensively for Choctaw. Obviously, this is going to put a wrench in things. I don't know what the officials are discussing. I think they're just trying to maybe tone everybody down and kind of set the tone for the rest of the game.
And I think that was why multiple personal fouls were issued, to try and warn the players that, hey, we're not going to put up with this tonight. Ray gets the handoff between the tackles, breaks loose down the middle of the field to the 40, and he's tripped up at the 36-yard line. And that Yellow Jacket front is absolutely gashing the Booker T front.
Yeah, man, I like the attitude on both sides here.
16 more yards for Littell Ray, who has picked it all up. in just 3 plays, going from his own 20 now to the Hornet 36-yard line. Bunch formation right. They have a receiver split that way. Bad snap, and Wessel has to dive on it. He'll lose back to the 43-yard line. A loss of 7. That's the first misfire, obviously, on the game's opening drive.
Yeah, obviously everything's clicking properly for Choctaw, and then you get a silly low snap, and that's something that can really kill a drive.
10:55 to play here with the first period. Todd Miller, Adam Dieselhorst, the crew with you tonight from Bill Jensen Stadium. Now the Yellow Jackets are going to deploy 4 wide receivers to the short side of the field. Single setback is Ray. They give it to Ray behind right guard, cuts left to the 40, and bound off the defender and gets down close to the 36. So he gets the 7 loss to the previous play, bringing up 3rd down and long.
I see. When they go quads this direction to us, I don't know if Booker T is. I think they're over adjusting to it. And if you've noticed, they're running action away from those quads every time. And obviously they got people outnumbered.
Wassel behind the line of scrimmage, calling out the play. On 3rd down and 10 for the 36, they give it straight ahead to Ray again. Booker T has him confined as they'll drop him for a 5-yard gain to the 32-yard line. Up off the bottom of the pile was Elias Sherman, a 6'2", 265-pound junior, starting at defensive end, it looks like, and you would expect that Choctaw will go for it.
Yeah, and Booker T now here, obviously after the penalty, and much better situation, but with 4th and 7, I expect obviously something across the middle, and we'll get to see Steele's arm get put to work here.
2 receivers left and right with Ray in the backfield. Booker T is going to be called for encroachment. Amandre Tiger, the 250-pound junior nose tackle, was the first of about 3 Hornets to jump across the line of scrimmage. Now this becomes a much, much easier 4th down try for the Yellow Jacket offense.
Yeah, and you just have to be disciplined there. I mean, you see a lot of teams doing this, hard count anytime there's a 4th down play, and just got to be more disciplined than that.
Instead of 4th and a long 6, it's 4th and short, a yard. Line of scrimmage at the Hornet 27. Choctaw needs to get to the 26. Bunch formation right, Wildcat, and snap it right back to Littell Ray. And I don't know if Ray got there.
I think there was a fumble.
There was a fumble. It's picked up by the Hornets. It's returned beyond the 40 and tackled finally at the 41-yard line. And that Booker T. Washington defense is fired up after forcing a turnover from Littell Ray.
Yeah, big play there. I think Ray, he was trying to stretch for extra yardage, and the ball got ripped right out away from him, and the big man with the return.
1st down and 10 for the Hornets. They will start at the 42-yard line with 9:20 to play here in the first quarter. That drive could not have started any worse, Adam, for the Hornets, but could not have finished up any better.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, they looked just a little off of the alignment that Choctaw was running, but, man, what a great way to finish that drive.
McKinney and Ethan Washington in the backfield. Now they motion McKinney to the near side. They throw it in the backfield on a screen. He gets a block, cuts left, 45. And Ethan McKinney picks up 8 as he'll make that 7 as he'll get to the 49-yard line. And the last to get there and drop him was C.J. Smith, the nickelback.
Well, one thing you're going to see from Choctaw is speed, speed, speed. They have great athletes all over the field, and they're going to be coming hard at the quarterback.
3 receivers left, including D.J. McKinney, who was in the backfield of the first snap tonight. Single setback is Washington. He's lined up to the right of Lathan Boone, and as Boone gets set to receive the snap back from Ramsey Austin, that's going to be a free 1st down for the Hornets as Choctaw encroached.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the style that Choctaw is playing with. Is you're seeing this a lot more in college football as well as high school. A lot of speed across the board. I mean, not a lot of big guys, but a lot of speed.
A lot going on here in the game's first 3.5 minutes. 1st down, number 1, Booker T at the 46 of Choctaw. Boone throws it out low. It's caught behind the line. That's D.J. McKinney, and he is wrestled down for a loss back to the 48. So that play was really in trouble from the inception because of a poor throw from Boone.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Booker T got away with one there because it looked like McKinney actually false started there. He started his route before the snap.
2nd down and 12. Lathan Boone has completed 1 of 2 passes. He's 41 of 63 for 650 yards coming in. 8 touchdowns and an interception. Both Boone and Wessels have done a good job protecting the football this season. Single setback on 2nd and 12. Boone rolling left. Buying time, throws downfield, incomplete. He was looking for their outstanding wide receiver, Micah Tees, who has 202 receiving yards for the Hornets and is one of the better in the class of 2023 at Oklahoma.
And if you're not if you're an OU fan, you may be familiar with that name. I believe his brother was Miles Tease that played for the Sooners and was a walk-on and was an impact player a few years ago for OU.
Big play right here for both teams. Booker T does not want to give it back to the Choctaw offense. They're at the 48. They need to get to the 36.
Watch for a screen.
3rd down and 12. Boone for the short side. Pump fakes, throws left. Ball deflected,
Dangerous.
almost intercepted as it falls incomplete. And it will be punt time for the Hornets, and we should see the punter Jackson Marsh on for the first time.
Man, the one thing that kind of jumps off at you is on defensively is Choctaw is super, super, super aggressive on defense.
Keep in mind, this is a defensive unit last year that in 2 games with Bixby gave up a combined 41 points. The 17 points the Spartans scored in the state championship game, the fewest Bixby has scored in 3 years. So Marsh is in punt formation. Deep to receive for Choctaw will be Lamarian Curry. And we get a timeout on the field. 7:54 to play, first period. No score on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
Our middle daughter actually has a heart defect, and we didn't find that out until we found out when she was about 12 she had a genetic disorder. She has 2 right coronary arteries and no left. Luckily to this day she hasn't had any symptoms, but you know there's always that chance that something will happen, and it's kind of scary. She has to visit the cardiologist every once in a while, more often than you and I definitely would, just to get CAT scans and MRIs to make sure everything is still going the way it's supposed to go. But every year when that happens, who knows what you're going to find. I'm extremely excited about the All of Us research program. I wanted to participate not only because I wanted more cardiology research for my daughter and for our family, but also it's definitely a huge step in the right direction.
Marsh in punt formation back at the 38. He'll kick it away to Curry, who stands at his own 10. It's a bad snap, and Marsh has to fall on it at the 33-yard line of the Hornets. Demetrius Prudhomme, the junior long snapper, just skipped it back to Marsh, who could never find the handle when he did really what was the smart play. Don't compound the mistake, just limit the damage and fall on it.
Yeah, a lot of times, that's what I was getting ready to mention. A lot of times you see those guys, special team scenarios, try to pick the ball up and make something happen, and it ends up being a worse situation.
7:51 to play here with the first quarter. Back to the offense goes the Choctaw Yellow Jackets, and Steele Wassel will be the starting quarterback. They have a bunch formation short right. Now they empty the backfield. Lining up slot left is Littell Ray, and there's flags down. It's in the defensive secondary of Booker T. Washington, and it's an illegal procedure called against Choctaw. So that'll be the second penalty, the first officially marked off tonight after we had offsetting personal fouls on the first Yellow Jacket drive of the night.
And often it might be a situation you see with not having McConnell out there and people getting shifted around along the line of scrimmage.
Again, they motion Littell Ray to the near side. Empty set. Wessel under pressure. Jump throws near side looking for Ray. Incomplete. And really good coverage downfield that time by Kuron Ross.
Man, that was a risky throw there.
Ross was step for step with Littell Ray, and that is not easy to do. Littell Ray has been timed 4.36 in the 40, so he can flat fly. 2nd and 15 to the 39-yard line of Booker T. Washington, no score. 7:45 to play here in the first quarter. Ray to the left of Wessel. Wessel awaiting the snap back, gets it from Robinson, hands it straight ahead. Ray is spun backwards and dropped after a minimal gain at the 35-yard line. And after really the first 4 runs to start the ball game, right up the middle, gashed the Hornets. Their defense has made some nice adjustments.
Yeah, and I think Choctaw was going quick, and they had them misaligned on a formation, and now it seems like Choctaw's going back to some more traditional stuff and kind of running plays a little bit slower, and I think that's helped Booker T. Washington.
3rd down and 11 for the Yellow Jackets at the Booker T. 35-yard line. Choctaw tonight 0 of 1 on 3rd down tries. 4 receivers split short left. They throw it out left for Ray, who dropped the ball. It's a forward pass, not a lateral, so it's blown incomplete. And that play was going nowhere because Solomon Thompson, the Will linebacker, was right there around Littell Ray.
Yeah, and good job by Jaden Oates there, the defensive end for Booker T. He kind of got his big paw up in the air, and I think that affected the throw. He may have even tipped it.
Oates, Tiger, and Sherman very, very active up front. The leader in tackles, Tiger, with 18. Oates has 10, and Elias Sherman, who already is in on the stop tonight, has 14. Choctaw will go for it. They need to get to the 24-yard line of the Hornets. They're going to go with an empty formation and split 3 to the near side and 2 split short right. Already Choctaw is 0 for 1 on fourth down tries. Rolling left, Wessel under pressure, hit as he throws. Throws it deep down the field, incomplete. And he took a shot that time, and Steele is slow to get up. He's okay. And it looked like Prudhomme was the one that laid the leather. And Booker T's defense has been sensational despite having poor defensive field position.
Yeah, 2 times. Obviously, they first drive, big plays by Choctaw, and then they had to have the bubbled snap. And then this last possession, obviously after the fumbled kick, Choctaw starts off with a false start penalty. So penalties and errors on Choctaws have kind of hurt their drives.
7 minutes to play here with the first period. Split backs to each side. They'll sweep it left with Ethan Washington, and bang, he is hit and driven hard out of bounds into the Hornets sideline. He got to the corner. They're going to give him a couple of yards to the 37 as the sophomore Will Smith was playing some big-time football right there.
Yeah, he came on and he hit him good. I think he's playing out there off the edge is what Will Smith is playing. Big kid playing out there off the edge.
In there at Mike linebacker, Matt Smith, the senior, also was the starter at that position. 2 yards officially for Ethan Washington on his 28th carry of the year. And again, offside's going to be called against Choctaw as Deshaun Brown, their outstanding senior at defensive end, a Division I prospect headed for Baylor in Waco, Texas, came off ahead of the snap.
Yeah, boy, and he looks the part, doesn't he? That is a big old kid that can move.
2nd down and 3 at the 42-yard line, so a free play right here for Booker T. Out of the pistol, they'll hand it off to Ethan Washington, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage and maybe falls forward to a yard to the 43. Good pursuit to the football that time by the Yellow Jacket defense. And Alex Davidson, the senior nose tackle, was one of the host of Yellow Jackets that was there.
Deshaun Brown needs to be careful because it looks like he's almost lining up off sides every time. His helmet's about halfway over to the nose of the football.
6:16 to play, no score. Each team with 2 offensive possessions. Booker T has forced a fumble and turned Choctaw over on downs. They started this drive at their own 35. They're at the 43. Little swing pass out right. It's caught by Ethan Washington, and he's into Choctaw territory and down to the 48-yard line.
Great play
Bolton
call.
Hawkins, the senior corner, was the one that made the tackle.
Yeah, really good play call. I mean, they're going against the speed and the aggression from Choctaw. That's why I think you're going to see a lot more passes out in the flats, a lot more screens and things like that from Booker T.
9 yards. I thought that was going to go for a lot more when he got the block and they sealed the edge of the near side. First down, Booker T at the 48-yard line of Choctaw, and the Yellow Jackets jump again. Makes you wonder. And again, it was Deshaun Brown that was one of the 2 that encroached. If Lathan Boone is not doing something with the cadence.
Yeah, and I mean, it's smart, too. I mean, you're taking away their aggression. I mean, that's the one thing you see is, a lot of speed and aggression from Choctaw, and the only way you can you relegate that is by making them stay honest.
Hand off to Washington, running left. He's in trouble. Got free from one defender, won't get free from the second wave of Yellow Jackets, and he's tackled at midfield. And Deshaun Brown that time was able to get in there at the right time and blow up the play.
Man, he's just licking his chops because, I mean, it's hard for them to keep, even get a hand on him. That kid is aggressive.
So going from 1st and 5, it's a 7-yard loss on Brown's sack. Back to midfield. It's 2nd and 12 with just over 5 minutes to play in a scoreless first half. These 2 played a defensive battle in Tulsa last year. Boone to throw, throws out right, ball incomplete. And it hit Micah Tees right in the hands. It wasn't going to amount to much on the reception, but Tees will not drop many that hit him in the palms.
Yeah, it was great defense there by Choctaw, too. I mean, like you said, anything that looks like it's on the edge and it's got some, momentum, it just gets shut down so fast by the speed of Choctaw's defense.
3rd down and 12. Booker T is 1 of 2 on 3rd down conversions. They converted on 3rd and 2 earlier. Their other 3rd down try was of the same distance, 3rd and 12, and they ended up punting the football away to close their first series. Washington in the backfield along with Lathan Boone. Hornets deploy 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Back to throw Boone. In trouble. Now he's going to tuck it and run. He goes down at the 48-yard line of Choctaw as a flag comes in. and that would be in the vicinity of a hold as A.J. Lynch, the sophomore from the defensive backfield, was the first to get there.
Yeah, it looked like Deshaun Brown got, not only did he get held, he almost got his jersey taken off.
So it's a spot foul. They'll mark it off on the 48-yard line of Booker T. Washington. If Choctaw elects to take the foul, and they do not, they decline. So it's 4th down and 12 at the 48-yard line of the Yellow Jackets. So it'll be Jackson Marsh on the punt. His last punt went for 52 with a net of 32. 4:40 to play here in the first quarter. There's no score. Snap coming back again from Prudhomme. It's high. This time Marsh handles it, gets a leg into it. It's an end-over-end kick that's going to hit up the 22. Now take a Booker T roll inside the 10, down close to the, actually at the 10-yard line. So how about that punt? It'll be 38 yards, not great on the average, but the job well done as he pins the Yellow Jackets inside the 20.
Yeah, man, what a weapon to have. What a great kick there, and obviously flips the field, and now we'll see what Choctaw can do. Let's see if they get a little back more to what they were doing on that first drive where it seemed like they were going quick with their offense.
First down and 10. They'll officially put it down at the 11-yard line with 4:22 to play here in the first half. Wessel is the quarterback. He will have Littell Ray in the backfield. Bunch formation. They toss it short left to Ray. Ray gets to the quarter 15, and bang! It's close to a late hit, and that's what Choctaw wants on the near side as he took a pop, did Ray, as he went beyond the 20-yard line. Aiden Walker, the Mike linebacker, was the one that laid the leather.
Yeah, big hit there, man. A lot of popping. I like the attitude between these two teams. Both of them taking a very aggressive approach.
Littell Ray is not real tall, but boy, is he patient. And once he gets to the edge, he is lightning quick. Empty backfield, 4 receivers wide right. They'll throw a little screen that way, and it's through Ray's hands out of bounds. So to bring up 2nd down and 10 with just over 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Speaking of special teams, how about that run by the freshman from Laverne last night on Squirtle?
Oh, my goodness. He literally juked the entire team. I mean, like, I think we counted, it's an 8-man game and 7 people. He broke a tackle from 7 people.
Go to Squirtle on Twitter. You can see it. I promise you it's an unbelievable play. 2nd down and 10 at the 22-yard line. Wessel hands it off again to Bell. This time behind right guard, and Booker T cuts him down at the 24-yard line. So to bring up 3rd down and long in neither team, and you would expect that to be the case despite all the athletes having trouble against the other's defense on 3rd and long.
Yeah, I think both these teams are kind of feeling each other out. When you have athletes draped across the board on both sides, it's going to take one big play, and I think we'll kind of start seeing some points get put up.
Choctaw 3rd and long for a 3rd straight time. Low snap. Wessel in trouble. Throws
Here's
it off
play.
left. It's caught and breaks a tackle. 40 to midfield to the 45-yard line, and he's run down from behind. R.J. Jackson was the last avenue for Wessel to find, and he nearly took it the distance.
Well, the big guy, I mean, look at the frame on that guy right there. How'd you like to throw to him? He looks like one of those prototypical Division I H-backs.
31 yards on the throw and catch. R.J. Jackson with his 7th catch of the year. He had 82 yards combined in the first 3 wins this year for Booker T. Line of scrimmage officially at the Hornet 45-yard line. So Choctaw converts on 3rd down and long for the first time. 3:15 to go in the quarter. Wessel fakes a throw right, steps up, dumps it off of the flat. He's got R.J. Jackson again, and Jackson leans across the 40 and is down to the 39-yard line of Booker T. Washington, where Prudhomme made the stop from linebacker.
Boy, that was a big tackle, too, by Prudhomme because he had a lot of green in front of him.
Give him 6, so R.J. Jackson has become the hot receiver on this drive for Steele Wessel. 2nd down and short at the Booker T. 39-yard line. In the slot is Littell Ray, and they have gone with a lot of empty backfield formations. Now they're going to move Ray back in the backfield next to Wessel. Play clock is down under 5. They snap it with 4. They give it to Ray behind right guard, nowhere to go. He ran into Jaden Oates first, who bent him backwards for just a yard gain to the 38. So another 3rd down opportunity upcoming for the Yellow Jackets.
This is kind of the spot where Booker T, the last 2 possessions, now this maybe making it the 3rd straight where they've really, their defense has stepped up and gotten a stop.
Booker T. Washington 9-4 a year ago. Or excuse me, they went 7-4 a year ago. Jonathan Brown is 10-4 in his second season at the helm of his alma mater. He graduated from Booker T. Washington back in 1994, was an all-SEC player at the University of Tennessee, went on to a pro career with the NFL, NFL Europe, and the Canadian Football League. They better hurry, and it's a low snap. Through the legs of Wassel, picks it up, rolling left, and just buries it into the turf. At the 40-yard line, incomplete. Booker T. is wanting an intentional grounding call. And at least for the time being, it doesn't look like they're going to get one.
No, I think they're going to be right because is the rule in high school you have to get it across the line of scrimmage?
Yes.
I don't think the ball got past the line of scrimmage. I think that's what the complaint is.
And there is a flag now at the 41-yard line rested across the way. So it is going to be intentional grounding against Steele Wassel. And now a flag has been thrown, and I think it's going to be a sideline warning against the Hornets. A couple of their coaches are out there, as you can see, on the field. And I think the conference right now between the Whitecap and the other three is just making sure that they all saw the same thing, and that was whether or not the ball went across the line of scrimmage.
I don't think he got it past the line of scrimmage. I know there was a receiver kind of in the area, but I don't know how that works because normally if there's a receiver in the area, they'll wave off the flag.
Well, here is the call. Sideline warning against Tulsa, Washington. And that must be it. We haven't seen another penalty assessed. There were two flags, it looked like, on the play, and maybe both were thrown by two different officials for a sideline warning. So it's going to be 4th down and a long 3. The line of scrimmage at the Tulsa, Washington 38-yard line. Will the Yellow Jackets go for it? They have the offense out there on the field. With Wassel, the quarterback. Again, he'll go with an empty set. Two receivers split short right. And you can see the three lined up to the near side in a triangle formation. So there was no intentional grounding. The ball did get across the line. Here we go. Wassel to throw. Pocket collapsing. He's in trouble. Dumps it off the near side. Ray is wide open. He's to the 20. Ray has a first down and a late hit coming up against the Hornets.
Yeah, it was a definite late hit.
Jordan Drew, the free safety, gave him a pop after he went out of bounds, and the catch and run ends at the 17-yard line. It's pretty gutsy on the part of the Yellow Jackets, but a lot of faith in their offense.
Yeah, and really Wassel that time, man, he was getting chased, and he was in a really bad spot and made a heck of a throw out in the flats. And then obviously, you know, you get that type of player, dynamic player like him, the ball, and Ray in open space is tough.
21 yards of the catch and run, plus half the distance to the goal line now on the late hit penalty against Jordan Drew. I can assure you that things tonight that might usually go unflagged, borderline late hit calls, are going to be flagged after the way this game got started. So it'll be 1st and 10 after the penalty at the 9-yard line. A minute and a half to go. Here are the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week from Choctaw first quarter on homecoming night. Under pressure is Wassel, rolling left. He has some yards as he's rolling down at the 5-yard line. Aiden Walker was there for Booker T. Also on the stop, Solomon Thompson. He'll pick up 4, bring up 2nd down and goal to go from the 5, and that play didn't have much of a chance, but Wassel did a good job making something out of nothing.
Well, they had issues with the snap again. That's about the 4th or 5th time they've had issues with the snap.
C.J. Smith is in there as the tailback. 3 receivers, 4 to the near side. They hand it off to Smith behind right guard, and he is cut down after a yard gain to the 4. It's going to bring up 3rd down and goal to go with half a minute to play here in the first quarter.
And they bring the bigger back in this time to kind of run more of a little bit of power play, but Booker T was able to stop it there.
C.J. Smith had his season best 69 rushing yards against Dallas Jesuit last time out 2 weeks ago in the Yellow Jackets' first loss of the season. Choctaw may run this thing down to just a couple of seconds. No, they snap it. Not much difference between the play clock and the game clock.
Good ball.
Wassel rolls right, and the ball is caught in the end zone for the touchdown. Jack Smith with the reception.
They really like rolling him out. If you notice, he's almost more comfortable on the run, and that kind of good job. They just kind of ran a flood into the quad side of the field, and their backside wide receiver just ran a little drag route.
Steele's arm moving to either side of the pocket is very, very impressive.
Yeah, he's got great footwork too.
Looks like the Yellow Jackets are going to go for two with 8.2 seconds to play here in the first quarter, and the early lead belongs to Choctaw. Smith is flanked short right. Now he starts in motion. Wassel hands it off to CJ, trying to get to the pylon, and he does. He'll walk in for the two-point conversion. 8-0 Choctaw. 8 seconds to go, opening quarter. Back to Choctaw, the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week in just a moment.
At Bellarmine Company, we know agriculture. Every day we actively value, market, and sell farmland and farm equipment. We also provide comprehensive insurance products for crops, farm equipment, and farm liability. This provides us a true understanding of the rural way of life, resulting in a better service for our customers. There is a difference. We'd be honored to show you. Find out more at callbellamy.com. That is callbellamy.com.
11 plays, 89 yards, the Choctaw drive, and it took up over 4 minutes of the remainder of the first quarter clock. Only 8 seconds remain. The drive started with 4:22 to go in the first quarter. So Choctaw will kick it away for the first time. Let's see if Booker T can manage to answer here. Tommy Yowzy is the place kicker for the Yellow Jackets, and he spots it at the 40-yard line. McKinney and Jaden King are the deep return men for Booker T. Washington. Here is Yowzy's kick. Good leg. It sails over both return men. It's 2 yards deep in the end zone. It'll be a touchback for the Hornets. First down and 10 with 8.2 seconds to go in the first quarter. Booker T has picked up 2 first downs here in the first quarter. They have started drives at their own 42, their own 35. On both occasions, they've managed to penetrate into Choctaw territory, but have nothing to show for it. Lathan Boone, the 175-pound junior quarterback, is instructing the offense. Booker T only has 10 players on the field, and Gentry Williams now lines up, flanked just short right to the near side. The motion a man to the near side. It's a toss sweep, and in trouble and tackled for a big loss that time was DJ McKinney. He'll lose back to the 14-yard line on the final play of the first quarter.
Yeah.
12 minutes are in the books, 8-0 Choctaw.
Yeah, I think that time, obviously the situation was Choctaw read that play. That was a well-scouted play by Choctaw there to end the first quarter.
Second quarter coming up in a moment of the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
Are you looking for a bank that provides excellent security and safety for your account information? Then Bank Central is made for you. When you use our website, bcna.com, you can pay bills, check account balances, download statements, and even manage your debit card. With our mobile app, you can do all that, plus make deposits as easily as taking a picture with your phone. Talk to a CSR at any of our 6 locations to find the products that work best for your banking needs. At Bank Central, we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
The thing with car buying nowadays is just how many options there are when it comes to where to actually get a car. Dealerships, websites, auctions, private sellers, and so on. But knowing exactly where to get your car loan makes it all much less stressful. That's where Communication Federal can help. There's a reason we're known for auto loans around here. Lots of car options and lots of places to buy, but only one choice for an auto loan. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Back here at Bill Jensen Stadium in Choctaw, 8-0 after the Yellow Jackets go on a late first quarter 11-play drive. Wassel with a 4-yard touchdown pass to Jack Smith. C.J. Smith runs it in for 2. On first down of the final play of the first quarter, they try to reverse, and it went nowhere as DJ McKinney lost 6 back to the 14. So that's where we start here with the second quarter. Boone gets the snap. Here comes the blitz. Dumps it over the middle and a good open field tackle. Ball was caught at the 17-yard line, and immediately he was tackled right there on the spot.
Yeah, I mean, that's another well-scouted play. And we talked about it earlier, screens and plays over the middle is aggressive as Choctaw. But if everybody does their job in that time, Spencer Bowles does his job and stays home and makes a shoestring tackle.
Booker T, 1 of 3 on third down tries in the first quarter. They face 3rd and 14, their longest try of the night. And you have to be careful deep in your own end at the 16-yard line. Half a minute gone here in the second quarter, 8-0 Choctaw. Empty backfield for Lathan Boone. Here comes the pressure again. They give him time, and Boone is going to take off and run. 25, and he's going to be short of the first down. He needed to get to the 30, and they're going to spot him at the 27. That'll be a scamper for 11, bringing up 4th and 3, and punt time more than likely for Booker T.
Yeah, and really you're probably disappointed there if you're the quarterback, because he had some space and his wide receivers weren't out there blocking for him.
Bryce, Caden, and Seth doing a great job with the stream here tonight from Choctaw. It's been a busy weekend for those young men. They were in Pioneer last night, here in Eastern Oklahoma County tonight. 2 games of the week this week here on Squirtle. We'll have 2 more next week. So here is Jackson Marsh, who stands inside his 15, and now the Hornets are going to make sure they have all their ducks in order. This is an important kick. Down 8-0 and deep in your own end. We'll take a break. 10:35 to play, first half. 8-0 Choctaw in the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Jackson Marsh again will await the snap back from Demetrius Prudhomme, who already has had 1 bad snap, and that resulted in good starting field position for Choctaw. That was their second drive of the night. They weren't able to score. They've had it 3 times, scored once, 8-0 Yellow Jackets. A low snap, no pressure. Marsh with a high, tight, spiraling punt. It's going to hit at the 36, bounce straight up in the air, and is out of bounds near the 35-yard line. So a pretty good job of punting by Jackson Marsh. There will be no return, and Choctaw up 8-0. We'll have it with 10:27 to play here in the first half. Earlier we were talking about Jake Corbin, the head coach. He's in his 5th season, 29-19. 9-4 last year, led the Yellow Jackets to their first state title game since 1960. Prior to his arrival here at Choctaw, he had been the athletic director and head coach at Del City. His other head coaching stop besides Del City was at Sapulpa. That after he was an assistant at Del City, Tulsa Union, and Broken Arrow. So he has been around a lot of good coaches and has done a really good job as Jake Corbin with the program here at Choctaw. Prior to his arrival, only 2 playoff berths in 34 years. Here we go. The handoff to Bell right up the middle on first down. And he's all the way up to the 48-yard line, a gain of 13. And the blocking by the center of the 2 guards tonight has been outstanding.
Well, the thing about Bell, too, is he's got such a low center of gravity. He runs so hard, keeps his legs moving. It looks like he's going to get brought down quick, but he's got a good lean to him, and he's falling forward for about 3 or 4 yards every time on his runs.
13 for Littell Ray, who's had a terrific first half against a good Hornet defense. 10 minutes to play in the first half. They motion to the far side. Jax Burchett. They'll hand it off again to Ray, and this time the Hornets are waiting. They'll tackle him between the 47 and 48-yard line, a gain of almost 4. Second down upcoming.
Once again, this is big for Booker T to get a stop. You don't want to get down 2 scores, especially the way that your offense has been playing early in this game.
Empty backfield. Ray will be one of 4 receivers split to the near side from the 48-yard line of the Hornets. Booker T showing some pressure, and they jump prematurely. It was the nose tackle, Amandre Tiger. And I think you can see both defensive units tonight, Adam, just a little bit juiced for this matchup.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you've seen, obviously, the hard count both sides of the ball, and both teams have been getting each other able to jump. There's a lot of aggression in this game, you can tell.
Second down and a yard, now at the 43-yard line, as Wassel gets the play from the Brain Trust. Kimes Gilbert is the offensive coordinator here at Choctaw. He was an outstanding player in the early days of the reboot of Bison football over in nearby Shawnee at Oklahoma Baptist. 2nd and a yard, and the ball goes through Littell Ray's hands as he was in the Wildcat, and he's going to have to circle back and eat the football as they're going to tackle him at the 42-yard line back at Choctaw's end of the field.
Well, just another mistake snapping and mishandling the ball by Choctaw, and that's about the 3rd or 4th time that's happened tonight.
15 yards on the loss. 3rd and 16 now for the Yellow Jackets back at their own 42-yard line after they had 2nd and a yard at the Booker T 43, following an offsides call against the nose tackle Mondre Tykert. 8.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Choctaw checking out of the play. Another empty set for Steele Wessel. Wessel now is going to line up Littell Ray in the backfield. They'll give it off to the tailback behind left guard. And he's down to the 47-yard line of Choctaw. He'll pick up 5, and it's going to bring up 4th down and 11. And the Jackets more than likely are going to punt the football.
And this will be a big stop here, obviously, for Booker T, with Choctaw scoring, obviously, in the last drive. And let's see what Booker T can either get a return maybe by Gentry, or they need some kind of spark, but it looks like Choctaw may go for it.
They have the offense out there on 4th down and 11 to the 47-yard line. Unless Wessel is going to pooch kick it. Bunch formation left, Twins to the near side. From the 47 to their own end of the field, they go for it. Steele to throw, pump fakes, throws it out left, and the ball dropped. Littell Ray, as that throw from Wessel was a little high, almost one-handed in. And how about that stop for Booker T, a short field to work with after they had to punt their last possession from deep in their own end of the field.
Yeah, and obviously changing the field is big here for Booker T, and kind of an interesting play call there. You know, with the 8-0 to lead, you would think that obviously as well as your defense has played, maybe that's the consideration. Looks like we got a cramp on the field.
1st and 10 to the 47-yard line of Choctaw for Booker T. Washington when this drive takes place. 7:36 to go, 8-0 Yellow Jackets, mid-second here on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech. We are Tech.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business, and remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
More than likely cramps. Lamarion Curry was able to walk off the field on his own power. Booker T will start at the 47-yard line of Choctaw. Short field to work with, down 8-0 mid-second quarter. 3 receivers right, 1 to the near side, and they'll toss it wide right. That is Isaac Covington, who was in the backfield, and Covington only picks up 2 around right in to the 45-yard line. Covington, who actually is listed as a wide receiver and running back of the 2 deep, now has his 12th carry for 108 yards on the season.
Yeah, and emotions are getting the best here. Booker T is number 6 there, may have thrown a punch. He may be out for a while. I think that's Juju Smith maybe for Booker T. Washington.
There is a flag down. The officials are visiting after the run ends at the 45-yard line, so it's 2nd down and 8. Don't forget to check out Andy Campbell and Squirtle's Pay Dirt going on the Squirtle app tonight as well. Many of the top games around the state being featured, including our game here in Choctaw. Well, we have a moment. I'm sure he's probably listening. Happy birthday to the old ball coach, Randy Turney.
You bet. Father.
Long-time Northwest Oklahoma basketball coach. As good of a coach as he was, he's even a better person. Not a bad father-in-law, is he?
Yeah, and a fantastic rancher, too.
I'm still trying to wrap my mind around that one.
I mean, that's kind of his full-time duty now. That and obviously assistant Tasha there at Northwestern. But, yeah, he's obviously a great man. A lot of people out there that are listening that are coaches obviously know him from the coaching realm, but he's as good a person, as good a father-in-law as he was a coach. And he also helps us out on Squirtle a lot. Does a really good job helping out on Squirtle doing color.
Choctaw is really upset. The Whitecap has come over and said something. And the visit continues, as you can see on your screen, at about the 45-yard line.
And we got it covered live on Squirtle. How about that camera work?
So the gain goes to the 44. And I do not know what this conversation is about. If you thought that there was some extracurricular activity, I thought I saw a flag.
I did too. Let's check some scores real quick. How about Stillwater leading Deer Creek 14-0? Bixby leads Bartlesville 29-0. Sand Springs over Ponca City 7-6. Muskogee over PC West 14-6. And then these are some finals from last night. It looks like 28-8. Midwest City beats Lawton. Del City kills Northwest Classen 62-0, and then PC North with the big win as well.
Well, the conference is over on the near boundary, and now they are going over and they're going to address Jonathan Brown. I was telling you that Jonathan Brown is a 1994 graduate of Booker T. Washington. He's 10-4, 0-1 against Choctaw in his 2 seasons in Tulsa. You think of all the great players that have been at Booker T. that many would probably come back and be a head coach. That's just not the truth. In fact, he is the first alum to be named the Hornets head coach in 40 years. You have to go back to 1980 for the last Booker T. alum to be named the head coach.
Boy, and there have been a lot of great athletes come out of Booker T, as we all know. I mean, a lot of athletes that are generational type athletes that have went on to play at other big universities, went on to play in the NFL, and just a fantastic tradition that Booker T. Washington has on both their men's and women's sports.
I think they have called offsetting fouls against both teams. So that is why you saw the reaction. I think it was defensive coordinator Greg Bryant of Choctaw that was so upset. As Jake Corbin then visited with a Whitecap. The Whitecap then went over and said something to Jonathan Brown, and now he's brought the offensive and defensive teams together. And I think he's saying, I have had enough. This thing has gotten way too chippy here in a quarter and a half, and it better stop, and it better stop quickly. So 2nd down and 7 at the 44-yard line. After all that, we're ready to return to action. Lathan Boone will go out of the shotgun. Again, he's completed 66% of his passes coming in. Boone looks over a 3-man defensive front. It looks like that Greg Bryant may be dialing up a little bit of pressure here. Boone, 1-step drop. Here comes the pressure. They got to him. And it's Deshaun Brown that swallows him under.
I mean, they have not blocked him the entire game. I mean, they keep moving him around, too, on the defensive front. Sometimes they play him at the 2 technique. Sometimes they bump him out to the outside. Sometimes he's got his hand down. He's standing up. But it doesn't really matter what he's doing. They are not blocking him.
Among the schools bidding for his service, Nebraska, Missouri, Michigan, Arizona State, Iowa State, Louisville, and he signed with Baylor. Had 79 tackles and 13 sacks a year ago. Got one right there. 3rd down and 9, Hornets at the 46.
And watch him here. Booker T drops somebody down to chip him, but he's on the edge closest to us.
Single set back is Ethan Washington. And there's movement up front. Looked like that it was Austin Ramsey that may have moved, or Mikey Zell on the left side. And that's what great defensive linemen can do. They can cause so much problem, and it never shows up in a stat sheet.
Yeah, it's just like one of those situations. I mean, this guy has been in the backfield every play, and so that gets in your head over and over again. And you get the crowd in behind you, you get a lot of noise, and the next thing you know, you're starting too early.
Well, this is a good Yellow Jacket defense. They have really stiffened after the Yellow Jacket offense turned it over on downs at their own 47. 3rd down and 14. Here comes the pressure. Brown swings it out right, and it's knocked down incomplete. And a flag comes in at the end of the play, and that may be against Choctaw.
Yeah, it looks like he probably, I think he roughed the quarterback. I think he hit the quarterback in the face.
Well, that is a bad mistake for the Yellow Jackets because they had them in a punt situation. Now the Hornets are going to get a first down via the roughing the passer call. And again, the Yellow Jacket coaches on the near side are not happy at all.
There's a flag down here on the 20. This game is really getting out of control.
Well, that's why the Whitecap, Adam, I mentioned that, brought the two units together after the conference with the coaches. They are doing their best to get this thing back under control after on the opening drive we had a late hit called against Gentry Williams, and then Ray retaliated. Unsportsmanlike conducts were called to offset the penalties right there.
And this flag down here on the other 20, I don't know if you can see that one.
I can.
That was another, it's going to be a penalty on, it's another blocking scenario, wide receiver and defensive back getting tangled up.
6:26 to play here in the first half. If you were to look at the scoreboard, you'd say, well, not much going on there. That has not been the case. This has been a action-packed first period and a half of football. Choctaw next week will travel to Ponca City. Booker T. Washington will get Bartlesville in 6A2 District 2 play.
And like you mentioned, Todd, make sure fans that are out there, if you want your fix on getting to watch a lot of great high school football and you don't have one game to watch. I mean, obviously you can watch a lot of games on our network, including this one. You can tune over to the Squirtle Pay Dirt Show. A lot of really good action going on. We're in a chat group right now, and that chat group is blowing up, so I know big plays are happening across our network of 8 games that are being showcased.
We have 2 new schools that we're showcasing tonight that actually aren't in our Squirtle family yet, but if your school is interested in becoming part of Squirtle, tell them how to get a hold of you.
Yeah, you bet. And we have a lot of different. I don't think a lot of people don't understand. You don't have to be a full, network partner of Squirtle now. We have a lot of new features that we allow where you can be a platform partner. So if you have existing streaming in your school and you have a media-led class and you just want to use our platform, meaning you want to use our website, stream through our website, be out on the Squirtle app, which, obviously we have that statewide reach, we can do that. But then if you need everything, if you need all the equipment, if you need the training, if you need as far as the headsets, and so people can call games, we have that capability too, and you can contact me obviously at adam@squirtle.com very easily.
Okay, here's what I'm reading. Personal foul, both of the offense and the defense, and an unsportsmanlike conduct call against Tulsa, Washington. So 3 penalties, 2 going against the offense. Now that certainly goes a long ways to bailing out that Yellow Jacket defense who had committed the foul, hitting Lathan Boone up high.
Yeah, and if you're these officials, you're obviously hoping you can get this thing under control because these 2 talented teams. Obviously, the emotions are high. We saw that early. We've seen it often in this game, but you don't want to let the game get too carried away.
There has been an ejection, and I think it is Gentry Williams. It is Gentry Williams who's drawn his second personal foul and sportsmanlike conduct penalty. So Williams is a big-time product at wide receivers out of the ball game. First down and 10. Handoff over right guard goes to Ethan Washington, and he falls forward for maybe a half yard to the 50-yard line.
Boy, that's a big loss for Booker T, obviously.
So Gentry Williams has been ejected from the football game. Second down and 9 for the Hornets at midfield, moving from right to left. Lathan Boone out of the gun, drops to the 40, floats one deep left. He's looking for Micah Tees, and he led him a little too far. Outthrew him by about 3 yards, and now it's up to Micah Tees, who is their best receiver statistically coming in, but he may see a little more double coverage now with Gentry Williams opposite him out of the ball game.
Well, yeah, and you can see his speed right away, and I think they're going to get a hold there.
The Boo Birds are out. It will be defensive holding, as Adam just told you, against Choctaw. So that will bring up an automatic first down. Booker T has 2 first downs on this drive. Both have come via penalty. And they're going to mark it off And I believe they'll put the ball at the 40-yard line. It's a 10-yard penalty from the original line of scrimmage, which was midfield. So it's second down, make that first down at 10 to the 40. 5:53 to play here with the first half. This thing is wild tonight here at Bill Jensen Stadium in Choctaw. One back in the backfield. Tight end left, and a flag comes in. False start, Booker T.
I'm telling you, there have at least been, I'm going to say there's been 15 penalties in this game already. You think? Close
I bet it's close. Not all have been accepted. A lot have been offsetting, but I bet you're pretty close to being right.
I'm no expert, but
I would say well over 10, you're right. First and 15 to the 45-yard line. 5:45 to play before halftime. Here comes the pressure again. Boone gets it out, throws it left, ball caught. That's Demetrius Prudhomme, and he is lassoed down at the 41-yard line. Look at the speed of the Choctaw defense that time, and it was Spencer Bowles, the senior Sam linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, they are all, we talked about this earlier on, they are all over the place from sideline to sideline.
So second down at 11 for Lathan Boone, who is facing a lot of pressure tonight for this Yellow Jacket defense. Boone checking out of the play as McKinney is the single set back in the backfield with 5:15 to play before half. It's a keeper. Boone coming left, runs into a defender and has nowhere to go. Bowles again in there on the stop, and you can see him get up off the pile and flex. He's made two really good plays defensively, and it's third and long.
Well, and every time there's a tackle, there's literally 7 or 8 different Choctaw players right there. I mean, they are crowding to the ball carrier every time.
Told you that Jake Corbin is now in his 5th season here at Choctaw. He has instilled a new attitude, a new standard. It's called the GOLD standard, gold standard, standing for gratitude, ownership, leadership, and discipline. Says you have to be good in all facets to be a good football team, and they certainly are. And now before the snap of the football, Booker T wants a timeout. You can go around the stadium, and there is a lot of things that have GOLD standard labeled on them. Timeout. We'll take a break. 4:28 to play in the first half. 8-0 Choctaw on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like Video on Demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit GoPioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
Todd Miller, Adam Dieselhorst, Bryce, and the crew putting together the stream tonight here from Bill Jensen Stadium. Third down and 11 to the 41-yard line. Choctaw's defense has swarmed the Hornets tonight. Here comes the pressure again and another flag. Now I think somebody flinched on the right side of the offensive line for the Hornets. No, it's offsides Choctaw. A lot of scrimmage now at the 36, and that certainly makes this conversion opportunity a whole lot easier. Not easy, but easier, as instead of 3rd and 11, it'll be 3rd down and 6. Via the penalty, Booker T already has converted on 3rd down of this drive. Prior to that, they were just one of their first 4 on 3rd down tries tonight. 4:17 to play here in the first half, and we're well over an hour into this ball game. Ton of flags, only 8 points, all belonging to Choctaw, the number 2 ranked team at 6A2. Out of the gun, Lathan Boone. This time the pocket holds. Now he has to scramble away from Brown. He's going to tuck it and run. He has a first down and more. Boone running left to the 15 to the 10 as he cuts right. And then looked like a late hit from up here, but no foul called against Ethan Ronnie, who incidentally just signed a baseball scholarship to play with Murray State and Tishomingo this past week.
Yeah, it was a situation one time they got Brown to come upfield, and he didn't keep the edge, and heck of a job there on the sprint out by Boone, and Boone showed his speed and athleticism across the field.
27 yards on the scamper. Deepest penetration of the night for Booker T at the 9-yard line. DJ McKinney is in the backfield. Wide receivers left and right. Micah Tees is flanked to the near side. Jordan Drew split wide right. And flags again. Looks like Choctaw may have been offsides this time. If so, as the Hornets are pointing the way of the Yellow Jackets, but don't they always? Offsides the call, Choctaw. You can bemoan the fact that there are a ton of flags being thrown to this ball game, and I will admit it certainly is made for a choppy affair, but the Whitecap and his crew doing all that they can, Adam, to keep control of this ball game, and it all started about 2 or 3 plays into the contest.
Yeah, I mean, it's been chippy the entire game. Obviously, you've seen a player thrown out of the game, and you've seen some swings and coaches getting upset, but that's what happens when you get a big matchup like this.
1st and 5 at the 5. They'll toss it wide right. DJ McKinney trying to get an angle, gets there for the touchdown. McKinney with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. And it is 8-6 with 3:18 to play here in the first half. Give Booker T credit, especially Lathan Boone on a 3rd and 6 scramble to set up goal to go, but that was certainly aided by a lot of penalties against Choctaw, 4 on that drive.
Yeah, and that time too, Choctaw with their speed, it looked like they actually had that play swallowed up, but a great cutback there by McKinney, and what a heck of a run.
Old swinging gate for Booker T, the hold from Isaac Fain. The long snapper is Prude, and the kicker is Jackson Marsh. This to pull the Hornets to within 1. Good snap, ball down. Extra point is on the way, and Marsh is good. 3:18 to play. First half. We'll step aside for this timeout. 8-7 Choctaw in a battle of top 4 6A2 teams on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
Physical Therapy Central is proud to be keeping you in the game of life. Now with a convenient location in Kingfisher. Get back to the game of life faster with PT Central.
For over 50 years, Tulsa Tech has helped people find new career paths, jobs, and a successful future. We've partnered with Tulsa businesses to grow our economy and help train the workforce of our community. During these uncertain times, one thing is for sure. Tulsa Tech will be here when life returns to normal, helping people make their own path. We will get through this together.
Nine plays, 51 yards. Although the drive officially started in Choctaw's end of the field for Booker T, they went backwards 4 yards. Big play was the scamper on 3rd down and 6 by Lathan Boone. McKinney with his 2nd rushing touchdown punched it in from 5 yards, and it's an 8-7 game with 3:18 to play here in the first half. Marsh will send this one away from the 40, and it's a good kick to the far side. They're going to return it from the 2. Down the numbers to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Has blockers to the 30, to the 35. And down he goes. Latrell Ray was the return man, and you could see once he got a full steam of head going, he was really, really a danger.
I'll tell you what, Choctaw got lucky there because the first guy down for Booker T got held. He actually got tackled. But obviously kind of almost happy that he kept the flag in their pants. There's been enough flags early in this game.
3:12 to play. You see on the bottom left of your monitor, 8-7 is the score. So here comes the Choctaw offense for their own 37-yard line. Yellow Jackets will start their 5th drive of the night at the 37. It is their second, make that their 3rd worst starting field position of the night. They swing in the backfield, looking for some blockers. That is Jack Smith. And Smith is rolled down, almost laid out of bounds by Solomon Thompson. So Jack's with his 2nd catch of the night. The other went for 6 on a 4-yard pass from Steele Wessel. He gets 5 there to the 42, bringing up 2nd down. Clock rolls with 2:41 to play here with the first half. Homecoming night for the Yellow Jackets, and there could have been easier opponents to pick homecoming to celebrate against than Booker T. Ray gets the handoff and squirts over left guard and gets down to the 46-yard line. He picks up 4 of the 5, 3rd and a yard for Choctaw.
Choctaw there runs a little GT counter play that obviously you see a lot of people doing and busts forward for about 5 or 6.
We were talking about the gold standard. It started with the uniforms. I mean, Jake Corbin said, we're going to redo our uniforms. We're going to look really, really sharp. A little shovel pass to Ray. Nowhere to go. Diagnosed perfectly by Ellis Sherman. In fact, they're going to spot it for a yard loss back to the 45, so it's 4th and 2. And I'll bet you Choctaw goes for it. And I'll talk about the helmets in just a moment, but those things are as sharp a helmets as I've seen at the high school level.
Yeah, they are. They're really nice. Almost looks like I took a page out of Notre Dame's book.
4th and 2 at the 45. They need to get to their own 47. Hornets showing a little bit of pressure. Now Wessel is checking out of the play. He'll move Ray from his right to his left. They'll line up a tight end left, one to the near side. Hand off to Ray. He has a first down. He's into Hornet territory at the 49. And there is exactly what you're talking about. He has such a low center of gravity. They didn't have him stacked up, but it was going to be close. And then all of a sudden you see him shoot out and pick up the first down.
Yeah, he scampers through the hole so quick.
1st and 10 to the 49.
Good block.
Throw out in the right flat for Ray. It hit him in the hands. He dropped it incomplete. Choctaw is using a Rydell Speed Flex helmet. It is lined with Insight technology. Now, you asked me what that is. It is actually sensors that are inside the helmet that will alert a handheld device on the sidelines if a powerful blow is landed to the head of one of their players. It tracks the severity of the hit on a player's head. Toss sweep on 2nd down and 10. It's Bell again.
Oh, he goes.
Ray ducks a tackler, gets inside the 35, and Ray is down to the 30-yard line.
Just like the helmets we had when we played, right, Todd?
Yeah.
The old Nokomas with the 3-bar.
When we played, it was get back in the game, you got your bell rung.
Here's a towel. Rub the blood off the front of your head from the forehead pad that's crushing into it.
19 yards, back to throw Wessel from the 30, throws it out left, and the ball is caught. That's R.J. Jackson, and he has another first down inside the 25 and down to the 19-yard line. So a pitch and catch of 11, and here comes Choctaw with under a minute to go in the first half.
And this would be just a back-breaking possession here if Choctaw could get in the end zone. But, you know, Choctaw's a quick strike, and obviously they're right there in scoring position again.
Juju Smith was in the backfield. He'll line up flanked right. Now it's Ray behind the quarterback, Steele Wessel. From the 19, Ray gets the handoff. Big hole, bounces right inside the 10. And Ray is down to the 4-yard line.
I think that was number 6 that time, actually.
Okay, it was Juju Smith who did stay in there. I thought they had flanked him out to the right.
They look so much alike. I think it looks like Ray may be hurt. He's over on the sideline holding his arm.
You're right. First down and goal to go. 15-yard run for Juju Smith, the freshman.
Big score.
Hand off to Smith again, and he's in for the touchdown. Is he? One official had his hands up. Choctaw saying he broke the plane.
They're calling him short.
They are calling him down just outside the goal line. There was one official that looked to me on the near side, had his hands up. Maybe he didn't. It's going to bring up 2nd down and less than a yard with 22 seconds to play here in the first half.
Why is the clock stopped?
That's a good question. And now Choctaw is going to go ahead and use a timeout.
The timeout Booker T.
Was it Booker T that took it?
It was.
22 seconds to play here with the first half. We'll keep it right here, 8-7. Talking more about those helmets, they first brought them to the program back in 2018. The goal was that everybody would have one by the following year, and they are There are spectacular domes that shine brightly in the Friday night lights. And how about the technology? It just blows my mind.
Oh, it's amazing. And keep these kids safe, I can tell you that much. The magic word now they say on the sideline is you can't say that you have a headache or you can't say that you're dizzy. And I'm pretty sure 95% of the people I played football with said those exact words at least more than one time during a football game.
You're right.
But player safety is a key.
That's right.
Keep these kids safe.
The ball just outside the goal line with 22 seconds to play, and Adam said it perfectly. This will be a kick in the gut to Booker T. Now, all is not lost because the Hornets are going to get the football to start the second half after they won and deferred the pregame option. Juju Smith, who already has 2 touchdowns in his prior 12 carries, is in the backfield. They'll toss it wide left. Smith trying to get to the corner, and he did not get there. Boy, he was hit hard by a host of Hornets, and Choctaw now will have to spend a timeout with 12.7 seconds to go in the first half.
Yeah, and that time, too, speed on speed, and, man, that was the first time I really felt like Booker T pursued with the same level of anticipation as we've seen Choctaw this first half.
The ball was nearly up near the goal line on the previous play. It is back to the 1-yard line, so he lost almost a full yard, did Juju Smith on that carry. At halftime, give Squirtle Paydirt a check. Andy Campbell is monitoring all the games of the Squirtle Network tonight and recapping the top 8 games around Oklahoma. How about this? 31 different football games on this week 4 of high school football, partner, streaming for free on Squirtle.
Yeah. It's exciting. We didn't know what would come of this whenever we started having these network schools join our network. Man, it's really gratifying, and we're providing a great resource to students and communities, and that's really what it's all about.
They have put the ball down back at the 2. So it is actually a loss of 1.5 yards, and it's 3rd down and goal to go from the 2. With 12 seconds to play, Choctaw can stop it one time. Booker T cannot.
False start.
And a false start. And this is just sickening for Jake Corbin and his offensive staff to watch. So it's 3rd and goal to go from the 7 when the ball was nearly nestled up against the goal line. People forget that Squirtle was actually not started as a streaming service. It was a source to get scores from around the state.
Yeah. Obviously that was the platform we provided, but over time, we have some great relationships with coaches and administrators across the state, and they were asking for streaming, and we provided, and here we are.
3rd and goal to go. Yellow Jackets at the Hornets 7. They send a man in motion. They fake the toss sweep. Wessel throws, and it is incomplete. Broken up in the back of the end zone, and now it's 4th down and 7. And I'm certain that Coach Corbin and company will keep the offense out there on the field. There is a Hornet down on all 4s in the end zone. It would appear to be Jaden King, the 5'11", 161-pound senior at corner.
I think he got his bell rung. It looked like 2 of the players collided into each other, and more than anything, I think he just needs to catch his breath is what he needs to do.
Entering this contest, Wessel, Brown for Choctaw, and Gentry Williams were all listed among the top 25 players at the high school level by the Tulsa World. Cade McConnell was listed number 13 in the Daily Oklahoman's Super 30 prep list. So, again, there is talent all over the field. It's been on display tonight, but albeit a little bit chippy and certainly a little bit choppy of a ball game here in the first half. Now, we talked about this could be a backbreaker. Not a backbreaker, but certainly a kick to the gut for the Hornets. If they give up 7, this is really deflating for Choctaw if you don't get it in, because the Hornets will get the football to start the 3rd quarter.
Well, yeah, and you obviously see Booker T, they kind of allowed him to get down there on this drive, but give him credit for making these stops here. And obviously, last play, one more stop is what the coaches are telling them there in the huddle, and let's see what Choctaw comes out with.
Littell Ray is back out there with 7.7 seconds to play here in the first half. Choctaw leading Booker T. Washington 8-7. It is indeed Jaden King that is walking off on his own power to the east side here at Bill Jensen Stadium. He does have his headgear off.
Look for 15 to get the ball here in some form.
Ray in a pistol behind Steele Wessel. Wessel sweeps it or tosses short left. Ray jitterbugs, now throws on a halfback pass, and it's broken up, incomplete. And did I see a flag come in? I think there is a flag of the play, so pump the brakes right here with 1.9 seconds to go in the half.
There wasn't a flag. No, that it looked like some of Booker T's coaches were actually fighting with their own players and kind of still are.
Holy smokes, what a turn of events, Adam. The ball literally nestled up against the goal line, and they ended up, after a loss and a false start, turning it over on downs at the 7. And it looks like that Booker T will go to the halftime locker room down just a point, 8-7. Cade McConnell, who committed on Valentine's Day to Texas Christian, out in street clothes on the near side. That's a big loss up front. Now everybody in tight for the quarterback, Lathan Boone. He'll take to an E, and that will bring to a close an hour and 20-minute first half.
It was a long one.
8-7 Choctaws. We go to the halftime break. We'll be back to Bill Jensen Stadium in eastern Oklahoma County after these messages on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
Our middle daughter actually has a heart defect, and we didn't find that out until we found out when she was about 12 she had a genetic disorder. She has 2 right coronary arteries and no left. Luckily to this day she hasn't had any symptoms, but you know, there's always that chance that something will happen, and it's kind of scary. She has to visit the cardiologist every once in a while, more often than you and I definitely would, just to get CAT scans and MRIs to make sure everything is still going the way it's supposed to go. But every year when that happens, who knows what you're going to find. I'm extremely excited about the All of Us research program. I wanted to participate not only because I wanted more cardiology research for my daughter and for our family, but also it's definitely a huge step in the right direction that we've been waiting for a long time.
At Bellarmine Company, we know agriculture. Every day we actively value, market, and sell farmland and farm equipment. We also provide comprehensive insurance products for crops, farm equipment, and farm liability. This provides us a true understanding of the rural way of life, resulting in a better service for our customers. There is a difference. We'd be honored to show you. Find out more at callbellamy.com. That is callbellamy.com.
Are you looking for a bank that provides excellent security and safety for your account information? Then Bank Central is made for you. When you use our website, bcna.com, you can pay bills, check account balances, download statements, and even manage your debit card. With our mobile app, you can do all that, plus make deposits as easily as taking a picture with your phone. Talk to a CSR at any of our 6 locations to find the products that work best for your banking needs. At Bank Central, we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
The thing with car.
Halftime from Choctaw on a beautiful fall evening in Oklahoma. 8-7 Choctaw on top of Booker T. Washington. I'm Todd Miller along with Adam Dieselhorst and our entire crew. The only scoring, a Wessel 4-yard pass to Jack Smith. C.J. Smith, the run made it 8-0. And then a penalty-aided series, thanks to Choctaw's defense, allowed Booker T to score their only points of the ball game, a 9-play, 51-yard drive. McKinney with a 5-yard run. Marsh with the extra point, 8-7. It looked like late in the first half the Yellow Jackets were going to go in for a better lead at halftime. They had the ball literally up against the goal line and lost about 1.5 yards on second down. Then on third down were called for illegal procedure and ended up turning the ball over on downs at the Hornets' 7-yard line. So a bizarre first half, a half in which we've had a ton of 15-yard penalties. We've had an ejection of Gentry Williams, the outstanding senior wide receiver for Booker T. Washington. And again at halftime, it is 8-7 in favor of Choctaw, the second-ranked Yellow Jackets over the fourth-ranked Hornets of Booker T. Washington. We'll take a break. More coming up from Choctaw shortly. 8-7 Yellow Jackets, our halftime score on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
Car buying nowadays is just how many options there are when it comes to where to actually get a car. Dealerships, websites, auctions, private sellers, and so on. But knowing exactly where to get your car loan makes it all much less stressful. That's where Communication Federal can help. There's a reason we're known for auto loans around here. Lots of car options, lots of places to buy, but only one choice for an auto loan. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech. We are Tech.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business, and remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like Video on Demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit GoPioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
Physical Therapy Central is proud to be keeping you in the game of life. Now with a convenient location in Kingfisher. Get back to the game of life faster with PT Central.
For over 50 years, Tulsa Tech has helped people find new career paths, jobs, and a successful future. We've partnered with Tulsa businesses to grow our economy and help train the workforce of our community. During these uncertain times, one thing is for sure. Tulsa Tech will be here when life returns to normal, helping people make their own path. We will get through this together.
Our middle daughter actually has a heart defect, and we didn't find that out until we found out when she was about 12 she had a genetic disorder. She has 2 right coronary arteries and no left. Luckily to this day she hasn't had any symptoms, but you know, there's always that chance that something will happen, and it's kind of scary. She has to visit the cardiologist every once in a while, more often than you and I definitely would, just to get CAT scans and MRIs to make sure everything is still going the way it's supposed to go. But every year when that happens, who knows what you're going to find. I'm extremely excited about the All of Us research program. I wanted to participate not only because I wanted more cardiology research for my daughter and for our family, but also it's definitely a huge step in the right direction that we've been waiting for a long time.
At Bellarmine Company, we know agriculture. Every day we actively value, market, and sell farmland and farm equipment. We also provide comprehensive insurance products for crops, farm equipment, and farm liability. This provides us a true understanding of the rural way of life, resulting in a better service for our customers. There is a difference. We'd be honored to show you. Find out more at callbellamy.com. That is callbellamy.com.
Are you looking for a bank that provides excellent security and safety for your account information? Then Bank Central is made for you. When you use our website, bcna.com, you can pay bills, check account balances, download statements, and even manage your debit card. With our mobile app, you can do all that, plus make deposits as easily as taking a picture with your phone. Talk to a CSR at any of our 6 locations to find the products that work best for your banking needs. At Bank Central, we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
The thing with car buying nowadays is just how many options there are when it comes to where to actually get a car. Dealerships, websites, auctions, private sellers, and so on. But knowing exactly where to get your car loan makes it all much less stressful. That's where Communication Federal can help. There's a reason we're known for auto loans around here. Lots of car options and lots of places to buy, but only one choice for an auto loan. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech. We are Tech.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business, and remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like Video on Demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit gopioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
Physical Therapy Central is proud to be keeping you in the game of life. Now with a convenient location in Kingfisher. Get back to the game of life faster with PT Central.
For over 50 years, Tulsa Tech has helped people find new career paths, jobs, and a successful future. We've partnered with Tulsa businesses to grow our economy and help train the workforce of our community. During these uncertain times, one thing is for sure. Tulsa Tech will be here when life returns to normal, helping people make their own path. We will get through this together.
Our middle daughter actually has a heart defect. And we didn't find that out until we found out when she was about 12, she had a genetic disorder. She has 2 right coronary arteries and no left. Luckily, to this day, she hasn't had any symptoms. But, you know, there's always that chance that something will happen. And it's kind of scary. She has to visit the cardiologist every once in a while, more often than you and I definitely would, just to get CAT scans and MRIs to make sure everything is still going the way it's supposed to go. But every year when that happens, who knows what you're going to find. I'm extremely excited about the All of Us research program. I wanted to participate not only because I wanted more cardiology research for my daughter and for our family, but also it's definitely a huge step in the right direction that we've been waiting for a long time.
At Bellarmine Company, we know agriculture. Every day we actively value, market, and sell farmland and farm equipment. We also provide comprehensive insurance products for crops, farm equipment, and farm liability. This provides us a true understanding of the rural way of life, resulting in a better service for our customers. There is a difference. We'd be honored to show you. Find out more at callbellamy.com. That is callbellamy.com.
Are you looking for a bank that provides excellent security and safety for your account information? Then Bank Central is made for you. When you use our website, bcna.com, you can pay bills, check account balances, download statements, and even manage your debit card. With our mobile app, you can do all that, plus make deposits as easily as taking a picture with your phone. Talk to a CSR at any of our 6 locations to find the products that work best for your banking needs. At Bank Central, we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
The thing with car buying nowadays is just how many options there are when it comes to where to actually get a car. Dealerships, websites, auctions, private sellers, and so on. But knowing exactly where to get your car loan makes it all much less stressful. That's where Communication Federal can help. There's a reason we're known for auto loans around here. Lots of car options and lots of places to buy, but only one choice for an auto loan. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech. We are Tech.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business, and remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like Video on Demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit gopioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
Physical Therapy Central is proud to be keeping you in the game of life. Now with a convenient location in Kingfisher. Get back to the game of life faster with PT Central.
For over 50 years, Tulsa Tech has helped people find new career paths, jobs, and a successful future. We've partnered with Tulsa businesses to grow our economy and help train the workforce of our community. During these uncertain times, one thing is for sure. Tulsa Tech will be here when life returns to normal, helping people make their own path. We will get through this together.
Our middle daughter actually has a heart defect. And we didn't find that out until we found out when she was about 12, she had a genetic disorder. She has 2 right coronary arteries and no left. Luckily to this day, she hasn't had any symptoms, but you know, there's always that chance that something will happen, and it's kind of scary. She has to visit the cardiologist every once in a while, more often than you and I definitely would, just to get CAT scans and MRIs to make sure everything is still going the way it's supposed to go. But every year when that happens, who knows what you're going to find. I'm extremely excited about the All of Us research program. I wanted to participate not only because I wanted more cardiology research for my daughter and for our family, but also it's definitely a huge step in the right direction that we've been waiting for a long time.
At Bellarmine Company, we know agriculture. Every day we actively value, market, and sell farmland and farm equipment. We also provide comprehensive insurance products for crops, farm equipment, and farm liability. This provides us a true understanding of the rural way of life, resulting in a better service for our customers. There is a difference. We'd be honored to show you. Find out more at callbellamy.com. That is callbellamy.com.
Are you looking for a bank that provides excellent security and safety for your account information? Then Bank Central is made for you. When you use our website, bcna.com, you can pay bills, check account balances, download statements, and even manage your debit card. With our mobile app, you can do all that, plus make deposits as easily as taking a picture with your phone. Talk to a CSR at any of our 6 locations to find the products that work best for your banking needs. At Bank Central, we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
The thing with car buying nowadays.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome back here to Bill Jensen Stadium of the campus of Choctaw High School. It is 8-7, the Yellow Jackets over the Hornets. And a top 4 matchup in Class 6A Division II. Adam, in today's world, music is going by the wayside in schools. It's things that are being cut from budgets when they get tight. Here, the band, the pride of Choctaw, lives. That was one heck of a show at halftime.
I mean, it was obviously probably a cleaner show than what we saw in the first half of these 2 football teams. I mean, no offense. We obviously know these are 2 very talented teams, but you want to talk about an incredible performance. I mean, they had all the theatrics. They had the dancers. They, the sound was really good. They had props out there on the field. Man, it was amazing to see those kids were working on it. We had Todd Cameron up here, who happens to be a partner school of ours, and his son-in-law coaches for Choctaw, and he kept mentioning that, talking about the time they would have spent doing that in the summertime, because that was a really incredible performance.
Again, if you have not been with us all the way tonight, it has been a penalty-barred first half. Emotions really spilled over on the opening drive about 3 snaps into the ball game, and there's been 1 ejection. Gentry Williams is out for Booker T. Washington. That is a huge loss on the offensive side of the ball. But I'll be interested to see how the Hornets come out here to start the second half with the first possession after they turned away Choctaw on 1st and goal to go with the ball literally nose it up against the goal line to close the first half.
Yeah, I mean, it was just huge, and we talked about it. That could have been, gut-wrenching for Booker T, because really they had stopped Choctaw for the most part, and it looked like Choctaw was just going to settle with taking it in at halftime, and then bang, bang, they hit a couple big plays. They get it down there inside the 5-yard line, and, it takes Booker T making a goal line stop, and what a huge stop it was.
A lot of talent out there on the field. Lathan Boone has the longest run from scrimmage here in the first half. That helped set up Booker T's first scoring and only scoring drive of the first half. DJ McKinney is an athlete. Micah Tees is an athlete on the offensive side of the football. Defensively, Booker T very, very aggressive up front with Oates, Tiger, and Sherman. It goes without saying, Deshaun Brown is an absolute stud at defensive end for Choctaw. Another guy that's really, really good, though, Spencer Bowles, I thought played really well in the first half, and R.J. Jackson, who's just a junior up there on that front three, playing well for the Hornet or the Yellow Jackets as well. Halftime, 8-7, Choctaw on top of Booker T. Washington. Hope you've enjoyed our broadcast tonight. We'll look forward to the final 2 quarters of play. After the game, don't forget about the Oklahoma post-game show, hosted by Randy Heights and Grant Merrill. That will be on stations across the state, including the franchise in Oklahoma City, and will be streamed right here on Squirtle. Any new news from Squirtle that you want to share?
Well, next week we start.
That's where I was going with this.
Yeah, we start a new segment. Really excited about it. We're trying to play off a lot of what you see out there in the collegiate space or the NFL space, and we added the Pay Dirt Show, which has been a major hit, and we've had a lot of positive feedback on that. And so we're going to add an element to that. Obviously, Todd, you being the talent, you'll be a part of that as well, along with Tom Nelson. But we're going to be doing a Pick'em Roundtable. So all of our 8 selected games that we pick for the Pay Dirt Show, we're going to have a recorded show that we're going to do with Andy Campbell, who's the host of the Pay Dirt Show. He'll be hosting the show. Obviously, Todd Miller here with me tonight will be he'll be calling games. He'll be picking games as well, except for the game that he will be calling. Tom Nelson will be picking games as well. My brother Jacob Dieselhorst will also be a part of that. And then we're going to have some guest pickers. So just to give you a heads up, we have been notified that we are streaming the Deer Creek PC North game next week. And so our 2 guest pickers, I guess I can go ahead and say this now, will be former Oklahoma State quarterback Josh Fields. He's going to be coming on and doing a pick-em with us. And then media extraordinaire Eddie Radosevich, Putnam City North grad that works for the franchise and covers OU sports, works for Sooner Scoop. And he also has some hilarious news segments, too, that he does on social media. So we're excited about that, getting that out there, getting fans excited about those games that are going to be coming up the week and coming up during the week. And we're going to have more stuff that we come up with.
I want to know when you have time to do your day job. You're promoting Squirtle or coming up with new things, which is great. That's what we're here for. But when do you work marketing?
Well, just wait till Northwestern women's basketball starts.
Oh, I know. You're at every game. I see you.
Some of them I don't want to be at, but
oh, my. All right, ready for the start of the second half. Tommy Yancey will spot the ball on the tee and get ready to boot it away. Yancey kicked off just one time in the first half. The Hornets won, deferred, so therefore they will get the ball to start the second half. And a chance perhaps to take their first lead of the night. Looked like they might go down more than a touchdown into halftime, but a stellar goal line stand by Tulsa, Washington, aided by a false start penalty against Choctaw, helped turn the tide of emotions going into the locker room at the break. So Yowzy gets the signal, and we are off and running here in the second half from Choctaw in the Squirtle game of the week. And this will be a touchback, and it's 4 yards deep into the end zone, and Booker T will start first down and 10 at the 20-yard line. The quarterback is Lathan Boone. Had that long run of the first half. He can break you down with his legs. In fact, that 19-yard run of the first half was 8 yards longer than his previous run in any one of the first 3 starts this year for the Hornets.
Well, I think, one of the most impressive things we've seen from Booker T is their response before half, but what they've been doing to be able to keep this game close with obviously their all-star Gentry Williams obviously having been disqualified from the game from personal foul penalties.
Well, motion a man to the near side, DJ McKinney. Now they toss
goodness.
it to him, and he's got running room. McKinney down the numbers to the 40, to the 45, to midfield. McKinney, with one man to beat, is finally drug out of bounds by A.J. Lynch. the sophomore free safety, and if he gets by Lynch, he's taking that thing 80 yards.
Well, and that's a situation, too, when you're very aggressive in pursuit like Choctaw's defense is. Sometimes you over-pursue, and those cutback lanes are open very big, and that's what you saw there on that run.
47 yards on the run, the longest play from scrimmage tonight for either side. 11:45 to play in the third. Boone takes to the air. Going deep, he's got a receiver. Tease, touchdown. Lathan Boone laid that one perfectly into the arms of a wide-open Micah Tease, and he hauls it in for his 4th receiving touchdown in this many games.
Yeah, just a big, big answer and a big way to start the second half for Booker T, because it seemed as if, though, they just had nothing really going for them in the first half, and what a great way to start the second half.
Tease came in averaging almost 25.5 yards per reception. He did better on that, 33 for the touchdown, and it looks like Booker T has an injured player down. It looks like it's Ryan Anderson, the 6'3", 180-pound senior tight end / wide receiver. More than likely, this is nothing more than a cramp as they attend to Ryan Anderson. Coach Brown will pull his troops to the far side. They will discuss the point after try. It is 13-8 Booker T with their first lead of the ball game. For Lathan Boone, and a nice round of applause for the homecoming crowd here on the near side for Ryan Anderson. For Lathan Boone, that is his second touchdown pass of the ninth, his 10th of the season. His other was a 5-yard pass to DJ McKinney. McKinney had the big play on the first snap from scrimmage here to start the second half, and that set up the Boone to Tease touchdown that has the Hornets in front. Winner of this ball game will certainly have a leg up in 6A2 District 2 to finish no worse than second. This is a 3-pony race for the most part in this district, these two along with heavyweight Bixby. Here is Marsh on for the extra point. It's a high snap. They get it down. Marsh's kick is on the way, and the extra point is good. Good job that time by Isaac Fain to get the high snap down from Demetrius Prudhomme. 11:43 to play, third quarter. New score, Booker T 14, Choctaw 8. We'll pause for these messages on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
At Bellarmine Company, we know agriculture. Every day we actively value, market, and sell farmland and farm equipment. We also provide comprehensive insurance products for crops, farm equipment, and farm liability. This provides us a true understanding of the rural way of life, resulting in a better service for our customers. There is a difference. We'd be honored to show you. Find out more at callbellamy.com. That is callbellamy.com.
Are you looking for a bank that provides excellent security and safety for your account information? Then Bank Central is made for you. When you use our website, bcna.com, you can pay bills, check account balances, download statements, and even manage your debit card. With our mobile app, you can do all that, plus make deposits as easily as taking a picture with your phone. Talk to a CSR at any of our 6 locations to find the products that work best for your banking needs. At Bank Central, we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
80 yards and 2 big plays, a 47-yard run by McKinney, a 33-yard pass to Tease, 14-8 Booker T in front for the first time as March gets set to boot it away. So Old Mo, without a doubt, is on the side of Booker T. Washington. It all started with that late stand defensively into the first half. Marsh with a 10-yard approach, boots it away. And this kick will be returned from the 10, down the numbers to the 20. Ooh. High tackle, and down he goes at the 21-yard line. And flags come into the end of the run as Juju Smith was tackled up near the headgear.
We talked about this earlier with Smith and with Ray, both smaller style running backs. You see that a lot now. Bixby has the Presley kids, and the Presley brothers, smaller in stature kids, but real quick kids, low center of gravity. Also makes it very difficult to tackle them. If you're trying to tackle with your hands, you get up around their face gear, and you see a lot of penalties.
15-yard penalty will put the ball near the 36-yard line. With 11:38 to play here in the third quarter, 14-8, the Hornets on top of the Yellow Jackets. So decent starting field position for Wessel, the quarterback, who finds himself working from behind for the first time tonight. Wessel saying something to Littell Ray. He was the game's leading rusher in the first half. Bunch formation left. First play from scrimmage, second half. Handoff to Ray. Cut down after 3 to the 39-yard line. Tiger was there. Oates was there to lead a host of Washington defenders.
You know, and really Choctaw, anytime they run that inside zone play, they're getting 3 and 4 yards at a clip. It's almost like you want to keep running it to see if they can stop it.
45 seconds already gone here in the third quarter. Already a touchdown on the board. They threw it out in the left flat for Lamarian Curry, and he dropped it. Curry again did not play here last year. He's a transfer from Carl Albert. He has not been the focal point, at least in terms of targets and receptions coming in. He still does not have a catch on the year. Halfway through the fourth game of the season. 3rd down and 7 upcoming.
It looked like Wassel kind of mishandled his snap there again, too.
There's been some problems both ways with snaps tonight.
Ball came out kind of weird out of his hand.
3rd down and 7 to the 39-yard line. Booker T playing straight up with a 3-man defensive front. Wassel rolling right, throws on the run. Receiver makes the catch at the 45.
Looks like he dropped it.
That was Jax Burchett. And it happened in front of the Booker T bench, and they are saying incomplete. And now the officials are going to get together, and let's see if this play stands. It happened to the far side, so we couldn't tell whether or not he caught it, but the Hornets bench certainly aided in that call, and they do now say incomplete, so it's 4th down and 7. Choctaw has not punted tonight. That has not stopped Jake Corbin from going for it regardless of field position. And he looks like he's going to go for it here from his own 39-yard line with a minute gone here in the third period. So more than likely a passing situation for Steele Wessel as they go with a 3-by-2 look. Direct snap, Wessel back to the 32, in trouble. Moving left, throws near side, receiver wide open, caught at the 41-yard line and then hit backwards. That is Jack Smith, who has become the favorite target of Wessel tonight.
Well, Steele, what a fantastic job. And anybody out there that wants to see how you keep correct footwork and stay in the pocket, man, hurled that sucker out to the sideline with a lot of force.
17 yards on the Wessel to Jack Smith reception. They officially spun it at the 44. Looked like he was pushed backwards. 10.5 minutes to play, third quarter, 14-8 the score. Wessel rolling right again this time. Needed a block, throws right, ball incomplete. And it hit Jax Burchett near the, looked like the thigh pad, as Burchett didn't look like he was ready for the pass.
Boy, and you saw arm strength there by Wassel. I mean, man, that was a lot of heat behind that ball. I don't know if anybody would have caught that.
Steele has really displayed good arm strength tonight. Not that he hadn't all season long, but he's not had a clean pocket all evening long from which to work.
He almost looks like he's more comfortable on the move.
You're right. 2nd and 10 to the 44. Handoff to Littell Ray. Tripped up at the 42, stumbles to the 40. He'll get 4, 3rd and 6 upcoming with 10:20 to play here in the third quarter.
Very methodical. Obviously, if you're Choctaw, we've seen them do this all night. They're thinking 2 plays with the 3rd and about 6.
They'll toss it left to Ray. Makes a cut. Didn't get there. He's going to be wrestled down to the 37-yard line. Aiden Walker from linebacker really diagnosed that play well.
Yeah, just great pursuit there by Booker T. It seems like mostly anything to the edge, Booker T is kind of clamped down on it. Those runs inside have been working better for Choctaw.
If it was 4-down territory on 4th and 7 to their own 39, you can bet it's 4th down territory on 4th and 7 at their own 37.
Watch a hard count.
2 by 3. Washington almost jumped. Now they change the play as Steele Wassel looks to the near side. Play clock is down under 10. Wassel gets the snap, rolling right, throws on the move, and he's got another receiver. It's Curry, his first catch of the night.
And then he fumbled.
Inside the 30 to the 25. Looked like the ball came out, but they may have blown the play dead. It's a first down catch and run down to the 26 of Booker T.
And that was your guy, Lamarian Curry, with his first catch.
They needed 3, they got 11. And it's first down, number 2 on this opening second half drive for the Yellow Jackets that started back at their own 36. They've converted twice on 4th down as Littell Ray remains in the backfield. 4 receivers to the near side. Ray gets the handoff straight ahead, and he is spun down inside the 25 near the 23-yard line. Tyker last up off the pile for Booker T. Washington's defense. So Choctaw just outside the red zone at the 23-yard line. 2nd down and 7. Under 9 minutes to play here in the third quarter. 4 receivers, 3 wide left. Hand off to Ray again. Gets out of contact. Is inside the 15. Has a first down to the 11-yard line. A dozen, and most of that was all Littell Ray.
Man, and he gets in there, and we can't see him from over here because he gets blocked in behind defenders and offensive players. The next thing, he kind of squirts out. It reminds me a little bit of Darren Sproles from Kansas State.
Now they're going to bring the power back in. C.J. Smith as Ray will trot to the near side after a 12-yard carry to the 11. Sets up first down and 10. Deep in the red zone of Booker T. Washington with 8:20 to play here in the third quarter. 14-8, but Choctaw threatening the Booker T. lead. Out of the gun, they hand it off to Smith. Big hole up the middle. C.J. Smith inside the 5 is down inside the 1-yard line. It'll be first down and goal to go. McCaffrey, Robinson, and Butler just blew a huge hole in the front of the Hornet defense.
And that inside run game is where it's at right now for Choctaw.
Look for Smith right here. Wessel gets the snap, hands it to C.J. Touchdown. Choctaw as he walks in. C.J. Smith with his first rushing touchdown of the night. He's ran in a 2-point conversion.
Another big running back, big, tall, lanky running back.
The senior reaches pay dirt for the second time this year. And now they're going to line up for one with Tommy Yowsey. Booker T nearly jumped. Snap is high. They pull it down, and Yowsey's kick is good. So it's a 15-14 lead for Choctaw. 8:05 to go in the third quarter on the Danny Geist High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
The thing with car buying nowadays is just how many options there are when it comes to where to actually get a car. Dealerships, websites, auctions, private sellers, and so on. But knowing exactly where to get your car loan makes it all much less stressful. That's where Communication Federal can help. There's a reason we're known for auto loans around here. Lots of car options, lots of places to buy, but only one choice for an auto loan. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
2 drives, a total of 14 plays, totaling 154 yards, and all of a sudden we have a shootout. 15-14 with 8:05 to go here in the third, as Yowsey will boot it away for the second time here in the second half. And this will sail into the end zone for a touchback. So Booker T. Washington started their previous drive at the 20, went 2 plays, 80 yards. They'll scrimmage from the 20 with 8:05 to go here in the third quarter. Choctaw coming off a memorable season last year. They went deep into the playoffs. They lost 17-14 in a defensive struggle with the Bixby Spartans. And they want revenge against Bixby this year. They had a shot at them twice in the regular season in 6A2 District 2 play and then in the state championship. That was their first title game appearance since 1960. They have not won a district title since 1981. Single setback. They'll motion a man to the near side. They'll give it straight ahead. And good footwork that time by Ethan Washington as he gets out across the 30 to the 32-yard line.
Booker T is just they found some things on offense that they really like. I mean, they have been much more successful compared to early on.
Boone and Washington in a pistol from the 32. They hand it to Ethan coming right. He is spun down near the 35-yard line. Hard hit at the 35 and up off the pile. For the stop was Deshaun Brown, who's had a monster night tonight. Also Will Smith, the sophomore. Second down at 7. Booker T going quickly without a huddle. Split wide left, Micah Tees. He has the Hornet touchdown reception of the second half. He's one of 2 receivers left. Tied in right, a receiver flank to the short side. Hornets facing a 3-man defensive front, but coordinator Greg Bryant for Choctaw has dialed up a lot of pressure tonight. He's showing pressure again. Boone backs away for the pressure. Now steps up and he's sacked. And guess who? Deshaun Brown gets him at the 34-yard line. It's only a loss of 1, but Boone was very fortunate to get free of the first wave of defenders.
Once again, Choctaw getting pressure. It's been kind of the name of the game for them.
Last year, Brown of the state title game intercepted a pass and had a pass deflection. He was very active in that 17-14 loss. Boone to throw. Throws near side, and Teese was open, but he overthrew him. And that ball came out like a rocket from the right arm of Lathan Boone. So it's 4th down and 8 at the 34-yard line. And Jackson Marsh will be trotted on to punt. Marsh has been in punt formation 3 times. Had to dive on a ball in the first half after a poor snap back from Prudhomme. And then punted for better than a 36-yard average on his other 2 tries in the first half. 6.5 minutes to play, third quarter from Bill Jensen Stadium. First ever Squirtle visit here to the land of the Yellow Jackets. Choctaw is going to send 8. They're unable to get to Marsh, who boots it away, and the return comes for the 30. Running right to the 35, that's Curry. To the 40, a flag is down. Lamarian Curry is across midfield. And more than likely it's coming back as he's tackled near the 48-yard line of Booker T. Washington. So we'll read the flag. 6:20 to play, third quarter. Booker T. Washington led briefly 14-8. It's now 15-14 in favor of Choctaw. The foul is against the Yellow Jackets, so that will back them up, and they'll still have good starting field position, will Choctaw, but not from the Hornet into the field.
It just wouldn't be right if we didn't have a flag, right, Todd?
Bite your tongue. It's been pretty well played here in the second half.
I know, I said that. I about made that comment before, and then there was a flag thrown, so I'm really kind of a poor color man.
6:20 to play, third quarter. Todd Miller, Adam Dieselhorst with you, the Squirtle crew tonight from Choctaw. 6A2, District 2 opener for 2-1 Choctaw and 3-0 Booker T. Washington from Tulsa. After the infraction, the line of scrimmage at the 41-yard line. Littell Ray opens as the setback of this offensive package. Tied in right, bunch formation left. And they keep it to the ground with Ray. Ran up the back of a blocker, and down he goes. Got 1 to the 42-yard line. Pretty easy play for Solomon Thompson.
This game is still very, very chippy. You see on all the different blocks and every run play, there's a lot of mouthing and clapping going back and forth between these two teams.
Choctaw won a tight one last year in Tulsa against Booker T. First time they've ever beat the Hornets in football. 2nd and 9 to the 42-yard line. Wessel now instructed his diminutive back, the junior Littell Ray, to line up to his right. They have a tight end that way as well. They'll give it again right to Littell Ray. Breaking a tackle with the 46. First down, past midfield. And Littell Ray is down to the 44-yard line of Booker T. Washington. It was student body right with that lead blocker, and Littell Ray needed just a squirt to get through for a first down.
Very, very impressive running the ball.
Picks up 14, a quick 14 at a first down into Hornets territory at the 44. With 5:25 to play here in the third quarter, 15-14, Choctaw. Hornets came in as a slight favorite to win this ball game. Huge crowd, both from Choctaw and a good contingent from northeastern Oklahoma on hand. Ray gets the handoff again. He's into the second level and finally tackled at the 37-yard line. He was into the second level of the defense before he was ever touched. The first defender was Walker, who got him to the turf.
Yeah, just very methodical. I like the approach by Choctaw. They see what they like. They're sticking with it. and a lot of stuff just right up the middle. They kind of stop running to the edges.
6 yards on first down brings up second down and 4 at the Booker T 38-yard line for Steele Wessel and company. Trying to extend a 15-14 lead. They led 8-7 at halftime. Wessel hands it again to Ray. Breaking tackles. He's into the secondary 30, 25, 20. Ray to the 15, and he's tackled from behind at the 12-yard line. And he just squirted free with a very small opening to the right side.
Yeah, and just like that, Choctaw runs into the pay dirt area and see if they can capitalize here.
25 yards, officially down to the 13, so a red zone opportunity for Choctaw. 4:15 to go here in the third quarter, trying to build on a 1-point lead are the Yellow Jackets.
Well, it's a pay dirt opportunity, Todd.
C.J. Smith is in the backfield. That's Ray that gets the handoff, and he's inside the 5 and all the way down to the 4-yard line. It was Juju Smith and not Ray or C.J. Smith back there. It'll bring up second down and short.
And just, very patient, not getting fancy, just being very, like I keep saying, methodical, but that's what it is. And they found something they liked, and it's been really a lot in between the tackles.
Juju Smith picks up 9, second and 1 from the 4 of Booker T. Washington. Smith out there at tailback. They hand it off to him, and he is cut down at the 1-yard line. Looked like for everything in the world he was going to go in, and now flags thrown to the end zone at the end of the play. Smith will set up first down and goal to go for Choctaw inside the 1-yard line. But, boy, when he hit the hole, I thought Juju was headed to the promised land. Yellow Jackets have to hope this penalty is not against them. If it's against Booker T, it's going to result in very little penalty yardage because already the ball is inside the 1. Here is the indication, dead ball, personal foul against the Hornets.
No.
So the ball might move half a yard and bring up first and goal to go. This is an impressive drive, 58 yards. They need their 59th. They have 4 cracks at it. They've yet to go to third down on this drive. Trip threes to play here with the third quarter. Choctaw threatening to extend their 15-14 advantage. Bunch formation to the near side. Single setback as C.J. Smith inside the 1. Smith gets the handoff, bangs his way in behind right guard. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. Boy, that offensive line for Choctaw, Adam, has done a really good job tonight.
Yeah, like we talked about it, I mean, they're sticking with their guns, and, they like what they see with this inside run stuff, and that's really what they've stuck with here the last couple of possessions. And, I really felt like in the first half that they were doing a good job of running up the middle, and I think they just saw something they liked at halftime, and obviously it's resulted in 2 drives and 2 touchdowns.
R.J. Jackson hurries and gets lined up on the offensive line for this point after try from Yowsey. High snap, ball down. Tommy approaches, and the extra point is good. It is now an 8-point lead for the Yellow Jackets. 3:18 to go in the third. Choctaw 22. Booker T. Washington 14. We'll pause for these messages on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech. We are Tech.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business. And remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
4 possessions, 3 have resulted in scores here, and all of a sudden an offensive game has broke out here in the second half as Yowsey boots it away, and this will sail through the back of the end zone at the north end here of Bill Jensen Stadium. First down and 10 for Booker T. Washington of their own 20 with 3:18 to go here in the third quarter. The drive, 7 plays, 59 yards. C.J. Smith has both rushing touchdowns tonight for Choctaw in the second half. He also was run for a 2-point conversion. So very, very impressive. 19 plays and 134 yards of offense.
You know, this is a situation, too, here, Todd. If you're Booker T, you can't, you know, it's a one-possession game. You know, there's a lot of this game out in front of you, and you just want to be smart and continue with what got you there and try to strike quickly again.
Tight ends left and right. They'll hand it off as that goes to J.J. McKinney. He's blown up in the backfield. The ball came out. There's still a scramble, and Choctaw has recovered. The Yellow Jackets have recovered the fumble. And I believe that it was C.J. Smith that recovered the fumble. And now Booker T. Washington is in big trouble after the turnover.
Boy, and a lot of excitement you see defensively and, you know, big play. And the way that Choctaw's been running this ball, this could be a kind of a backbreaker here for Booker T.
Choctaw will start at the Booker T. Washington 19-yard line after the fumble recovery with 3:11 to go here in the third quarter. Boy, for everything in the world, the Hornets had the momentum after scoring in 2 plays, 80 yards to start the second half after a defensive stand to end the first. Since then, the offense has taken over, and Kimes Gilbert, the offensive coordinator, is in a real rhythm right now. Handoff goes to Littell Ray up the middle and not much doing. He might get to the 17, then they're going to string him out and finally get him to the ground there. So it'll bring up second down, and we're into 3 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Ton of penalties on this football Friday night in eastern Oklahoma County and one ejection. Tempers have been red hot all evening long between these two 6A2 District 2 rivals. 2-yard gain to the 17 brings up second down and 8. Still Wessel has really managed this game well from quarterback here in the second half. C.J. Smith is lined up wing right. They'll hand it that way for Ray. Ray is able to lean inside the 16 and get to the 15, and now another late flag comes into the end of the play. This thrown all the way back at the 5-yard line in front of the play.
We bragged about how clean this half has been, and it seems to just getting chippy again, and looks like this time it'll be against Choctaw.
Personal foul against the Yellow Jackets. Man, oh man, will that not please Jake Corbin. He had third down, a manageable deficit of about 7 inside the red zone of the 17. They'll back it up now 15 yards. And the line of scrimmage will be at the 30. They'll get second down over, but it will be second and 21 at the 30-yard line. So back outside the red zone go the Yellow Jackets. 3 receivers to the near side. Jack Smith, who has been one of the favorite targets of the passing game tonight for Steele Wessel, is one of 2 receivers split wide right. The ball was square in the middle of the field, as you can see, from the Booker T. Washington 30-yard line. They were showing the sign again. The official started to point the way at Booker T. Quickly said, nope, that's against Choctaw. They've thrown a few personal fouls against the Hornets tonight. Second and 21 at the 30 of Booker T. Empty backfield, Wessel rolling left. Pocket holds, throws left, incomplete. As he was looking for R.J. Jackson. Jackson was open at the 20, but the pass sailed high, incomplete. In the vicinity was Kuron Ross, the sophomore linebacker.
Yeah, we were notified at halftime that Jackson, I've been told, is a heck of a baseball player and a heck of a baseball prospect.
They have good baseball here at Choctaw.
He's a good football player, too, I'm telling you.
Yeah, he is. Just a sophomore. Ethan Ronnie signed with Murray State Junior College in Tishomingo for baseball this past week. Third and 21 at the Booker T 30-yard line for the Yellow Jackets. Clock stops on the incompleted pass with 2:10 to go here in the third quarter. There you see the score, 22-14 Choctaw. And now flags lit of the field again. Yellow Jackets point to the Hornets pointing at the Yellow Jackets. This thing still has a long ways to go to catch the pace, or the lack thereof, that we saw in the first half, but started to get ugly here late in the third quarter. And it is illegal procedure, the call against Choctaw. So now it is 3rd down and 26, back at the 35 of the Hornets. They started this drive after a C.J. Smith fumble recovery at the 19. They managed to get to the 17 before 2 penalties, a personal foul, and now a false start against Choctaw. Next snap will come under 2 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Booker T, one of 3 unbeatens through 3 weeks in Class 6A 2, District 2. Direct snap. Ray takes the snap, now tosses back to Wessel. He's in trouble. Throws off of his back foot into the end zone. The pass is incomplete. Off the fingertips of the intended target, Lamarion Curry.
Goodness, that showed his arm strength there.
So Kimes Gilbert going to his bag of tricks. And Booker T was not fooled. They almost got to Littell Ray, who was the Wildcat back, and then turned and pitched it to Wessel.
Well, big stop there by Booker T. Obviously, momentum that Choctaw had recovering that fumble, and all you saw him do is go backwards about 10 yards.
So they turned it over on downs. Do the Yellow Jackets, 1st and 10, Booker T at the 35-yard line with 1:42 to go here in the third. A motion to man to the near side, DJ McKinney. They fake the handoff, throw it in the flat for McKinney, and it's dropped. And it wasn't really dropped, he short-armed it, so it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 to the 35. Grant Merrill, Randy Heights, the scoreboard show coming on after all of our coverage tonight here on Squirtle. You can also hear it statewide on 18 stations across the network, and you can watch it right here on Squirtle. 2nd and 10 to the 35-yard line. Washington remains out there as the single setback. They have DJ McKinney split as a wide receiver left. 2-step drop. Boone throws it out right. The ball is caught. That's Jordan Drew. Came back at the 39 and circles back to the 42 where he's tackled after 7.
Good pass and catch there. And Booker T just needs to be patient, convert, keep it simple. And obviously the key for them is not those, silly penalties or negative plays. They've been sacked a bunch and, have been forced into a lot of long lost yardage plays.
Jaden King, Micah Tees, split short right, 2 receivers left. 3rd and 3, Booker T at their own 42-yard line. Exactly a minute to go here in the third quarter. Choctaw leading 22-14. Lathan Boone looks to the far side, gets the snap, drops 3 steps, under pressure again from Deshaun Brown. Rolling left, he's going to try to keep it, run for the first down.
Goodness.
He does, and he angles out of bounds inside Choctaw territory near the 45-yard line.
He showed a lot of speed once he turned that corner, too.
"13 yards on Lathan Boone's run. He has 2 runs tonight, a 19-yarder in the first half, a 13-yard scramble under heavy pressure from Deshaun Brown here in the second half that have both been longer than his season long of 11 on the ground with his feet coming into this one. 1st and 10, Booker T at the 45, and they moved. So here we go. It'll bring up 1st and 15 back at midfield with 47 seconds to go in the third quarter.
And this is what we talked about. You can't have those false start penalties. You can't have the negative plays. It's been difficult enough for Booker T on the offensive side of the ball. And, Choctaw, with how aggressive they are, you can't help them.
Wide receivers left and right. They'll bring 2 tight ends in, 1 on each side of the line of scrimmage. Now they motion Jordan Drew to the far side. Out of the pistol, they toss it left. Ethan Washington running to the short side of the field. Not much running room as he's hit out of bounds into the Hornet bench. They may give him a couple near the 48-yard line of Choctaw. Clock stops with just under 42 seconds to play in the third. Booker T has gone to 3rd down just twice on their previous 3 drives here in the second half. They trail by 8, led briefly 14-8 before back-to-back touchdown drives and scoring plays from C.J. Smith. From the 48, Lathan Boone. This time the pocket holds, gets a good block. Now Brown flushes him left, and he'll take off. Boone cuts right to the 40, has a first down to the 35. He's inside the 30, and finally tackled from behind near the 25-yard line. And you know what the best play for Booker T has been? Deshaun Brown coming after Lathan Boone, and then is forced to tuck it and run. But how about Ethan Washington's block on Brown?
Yeah, and you know, you don't want to have to step in there and take that big hit, but man, that seemed like it's happened 2 or 3 times in this game where Boone looks like he's dead in rights and just busts out a long play.
Longest run for Boone this season, 23 yards, and the ball is just outside the red zone of the 25 of Choctaw. Yellow Jackets have spent their first time out of the second half. Booker T still has all 3 of theirs. So we keep it right here with 18.8 seconds to go here in the third quarter, 22-14. The last time that Choctaw won a district title, and they have their sights set on that this year, despite the fact they are in with the juggernaut Bixby, was back in 1981. Before that, you had to go back to 1965. And their first district title in school history came back in 1959. In fact, from 59 to 65, Choctaw won a total of 6 of their 7 district titles. In 1960, they were crowned Class B state titles, and that's the last time they played in a championship game.
Class B.
It was back in the day where there was A and B.
That is nuts.
Obviously, we're not near the number of schools, and enrollments weren't what they are today. Yeah, A and B, that was it.
It's wild.
Now, A is the smallest classification of 11-man football, and B is classified as 8-man. Hornets line up, ready to go from the 25-yard line. Boone fakes the handoff, floats it out left, and the ball is caught at the 20. A flag is down and out of bounds near the 13. Goes Demetrius Purdom on the catch. But that flag came in right about the time Lathan Boone released the ball. I wonder if it's a hold.
I don't know, but he threw that. That was a heck of a toss by that official. He threw that flag about 20 yards.
Looked like Jordan Spieth wedged today at the Ryder Cup when he landed the ball on the green, and we almost lost Spieth to Lake Michigan.
The back official threw that flag from Norman.
It's against the Yellow Jackets. And it looks like holding the call against Choctaw. So Booker T will have a decision. They're going to decline it and take the result of the play, which is a first down.
Now they've hit pay dirt, right?
Well, they are in the Squirtle pay dirt zone. The line of scrimmage is at the 12-yard line. So, again, they can pick up a first down without scoring the touchdown. Ethan Washington is in the backfield. They motion a man to the near side. They hand it to Washington, nowhere to go. He spins and then is pushed backwards.
And there has been nothing in between the tackles for Booker T all night long.
That'll be the final play of the third quarter as C.J. Smith is the final player up off the bottom of the pile. 12 minutes to go. We have a good one as expected here on the game of the week. 2 6A2 Powers going at it. Number 2 leads number 4, Choctaw 22, Booker T. Washington 14 of the High Plains Insurance Squirtle game of the week.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like video on demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit GoPioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
Here we go, 12 minutes from Bill Jensen Stadium in Choctaw. Todd Miller, Adam Dieselhorst, the entire crew being headlined tonight by our producer Bryce Miller. Final play of the third quarter results in a loss of 3 back to the 15-yard line. Actually, they're going to spot at the 14, so it's a loss of 2. Booker T. Washington in the red zone, trailing 22-14. Ethan Washington has gone most of the way tonight, toting the pigskin. He lines up in a slot left. Now the Yellow Jackets do not have enough players on the field. They finally bring one in, a substitute for the far side. They'll motion Washington that way.
Nice.
Now it's a quarterback draw for Boone, and Boone is wrapped up and dropped. He may have got a yard to the 13-yard line.
I really like the play call there, and he actually had some space, and for some reason he cut back towards this side of the field. I think if he'd stayed the course towards his sideline, he'd gotten about 5 or 6 more yards.
Tackle was made by R.J. Jackson, so a yard gain brings up 3rd down and 12 at the 13-yard line. You wonder, with half a minute gone here in the fourth quarter, if this is not 4-down territory for Jonathan Brown, the way Choctaw has been able to control the game with the run game in the second half. Tied in, lined up right, receivers flank to each side. Boone to throw, slant over the middle, ball caught, not much doing. Back to pick up a yard to the 12, and that's going to bring up 4th down and long. And this Yellow Jacket defense, which held Bixby to 24 and 17, respectively, in 2 meetings last year, has looked the part tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they're just really on their keys. I mean, that time, Boone didn't have anywhere to go with it, and obviously he found a guy, but he was tackled immediately. Great defensive coverage there by Choctaw secondary.
Under 10:40 to play in the ball game. They will go for it.
Big play.
Booker T needs to get to the 2 of Choctaw. They need 12 yards for a score and a 2-point conversion that could tie it. And now Jonathan Brown and his offensive staff want a timeout. 10:34 to play in the ball game. Booker T threatening. Choctaw leads at 22-14 on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
Physical Therapy Central is proud to be keeping you in the game of life. Now with a convenient location in Kingfisher. Get back to the game of life faster with PT Central.
For over 50 years, Tulsa Tech has helped people find new career paths, jobs, and a successful future. We've partnered with Tulsa businesses to grow our economy and help train the workforce of our community. During these uncertain times, one thing is for sure. Tulsa Tech will be here when life returns to normal, helping people make their own path. We will get through this together.
Choctaw sideline urging a large homecoming crowd on as we return to Bill Jensen Stadium in Choctaw. Yellow Jackets have the Hornets in a 4th and 11 situation at the 12. 10.5 to play. Choctaw leads number 4 Booker T. Washington of Tulsa 22-14. Washington is in the backfield. Boone drops, steps up, is pressured, now circles all the way back to the 24. Boone lofts one of the end zone. The pass is too high, incomplete. Ethan Washington was open at him, but because of the pressure for the backside and Lathan Boone forced to scramble right, he floated that one a little too high.
Well, and I thought that time Boone did another job. He's a impressive athlete out there. He's been getting hounded all night long by the defensive line from Choctaw, and I really felt like that ball just kind of floated on him because he actually had a wide receiver there running, kind of streaking down the sidelines, but great stop there by Choctaw.
If you're a Hornet fan, it's a good news, bad news situation. The bad news is obviously you turned it over deep in the opponent's end of the field and come up without points. The good news is if your defense can stiffen right here, you should get good starting field position as Choctaw will start this drive at the 12. But Booker T has had very little success here in the second half when it comes to stopping the run game of Choctaw. Littell Ray is in the backfield. Choctaw has to hurry. They just got the play in. They snap it with one. Ray gets the handoff, bounces right. He's across the 15 to the 20, dragging a defender with him, and he's going to be very close to the first down of the 22. How about that? Still Wessel had his arms up in the air as to say, I need something, I need something. They snap it with one of the 40-second play clock, handed off to Ray, who bails him out.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good bailout. If all else fails, hand it to Ray, right?
Second down. No, now they've moved the chains. It is first down at 10 at the 22. I thought he got 10. He did. Choctaw content to wind the play clock down. It's under 20 seconds now. Game clock less than 10 minutes to play in the ball game. Booker T. Washington trailing 22-14. Back to Ray again. Into the secondary he goes, and he's spun down after an 8-yard gain at the 30-yard line. Coming up, Kuron Ross to make the stop. He is in there at linebacker. Well, you cannot give up 6, 7, 8 yards a snap on first down. That's what the Hornets defense has done here in the second half, and now a flag comes in for the near sideline.
So we were talking earlier about the history of both of these programs, and we were talking about the long history of Booker T. And Coach Hardaway from Cashin just messaged me, and check this stat out. Booker T. Washington, most historically active NFL players, 16. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you a team on here that'll surprise you with 12 that's third. How about Enid? 12 NFL players.
That doesn't surprise me. Once upon a time, they used to have a really good program
there.
And
then Lawton is second with 13. And there's a handful of others, but above 10, Norman, Douglas, and Muskogee and Tulsa Central.
Sideline violation against Choctaw, 5 yards. The flag comes in, and now we're going to get rough in the passer. Just a senseless penalty by Jaden Oates, who knocked Wessel to the turf clearly after the play had blown dead and everybody had stopped.
Well, and we talked about how clean the game was, and you know what's crazy is this is still a one-score game too. So if you're Booker T, I mean these penalties are going to start adding up. 15 yards here, 15 yards there, just not smart for Booker T.
We'll sort this out. There were 2 flags. One was thrown before the play. The other was a late hit. That's going to be on Oates against the quarterback, Wessel. You know, Booker T thinks this is a year they can really make some hay at 6A2. And I tend to agree with him from what I've seen tonight. They cannot do it, though, with what has been a lack of discipline tonight.
Yeah, I mean, their best player has not played all but maybe 2 minutes of this game is all he's played, and and then all these other penalties that they've had, and same way on the other side. I mean, Choctaw is committing penalties too as well, so it's not like it's clean on both sides of the ball. But when you get in a big matchup in a playoff game against some good teams, these penalties will kill you.
Okay, they marked an offsides penalty off against Booker T. The official signaled offsides against Choctaw. He originally said it was against the Hornets. And again, I thought there was a flag that came in late after it looked like Oates had hit Wessel.
I'm not sure I really understand.
And it looks like the Choctaw coaching staff is asking the official on the near side about that. Oates did extend a hand outward to help the Choctaw quarterback up. Okay, so it'll be second down and 2 back at the 30. The two teams exchanged 5-yard penalties, and there was no foul on Jaden Oates. Booker T showing some pressure, and as the snap comes back, another flag. Somebody may have flinched up front for the Yellow Jackets.
Goodness.
Nope, it's offsides. I'm going to quit guessing. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
I know if Tom Nelson was here, because he likes to keep stats during games too as well, his stat sheet would be literally full of check marks by penalties.
1st and 10 to the 35. We're getting a statistician, by the way, before next week. Bryce will split the check with me. Littell Ray in the backfield hands it off.
Oh, big
Ray
hole.
Big hole. Dump truck down to the 45-yard line. That's right at the first down marker. They give him to the 46, so a run of 11.
You know, Bryce, he's a aeroscience engineer or whatever it is. I mean, he's got to be good at stats.
The next nuclear bomb, yeah. I'm sure.
He's good at stats, right? I mean, so we can put him on that. I mean, all he's got to do is switch back and forth from cameras.
You know what? I could do a lot in the booth, but I've never really learned to keep stats, and I hate to admit that publicly. 1st and 10 to the 46-yard line. Bunch formation right, tied in this way as well. Again, it's Ray who gets his number called, 50, dragging a defender with him, and he's rolled down to the 46-yard line. Ross was the one that went for a free ride and be charged a fair after he went 2 of the 8 yards gained by Ray, who is over 100 yards rushing tonight.
How about that little sidestep there whenever he got into the hole? I mean, Ray is a dynamic tailback. He made that first little cut and dropped the linebacker to his knees.
Littell Ray, just a junior. He is cat quick, 4.3 of the 40. Had a 47-yard run against Stillwater in the semifinals last year. Ran for 117 to the team's loss 2 weeks ago at Jesuit down in Dallas. Ray gets the handoff again. Flags all over the field as Littell Ray is belted down at the 44. Right now, that's enough for the first down should the play stand. Stop me if you hear this. We'll read the flag. It's a hold against Choctaw.
It has been a night of a lot of penalties.
It's been an entertaining game. That's evident by the score, 22-14, with all the athletes out there on the field and both teams displaying what they can do best. But it has been an ugly, ugly game tonight, to say the least. Line of scrimmage back at the 44 of Choctaw brings up 2nd down and 12. As the clock begins to roll, we're approaching 7.5 minutes to play here in the football game. Well, looks like next week we will be at Putnam City North for PC North and Deer Creek. At least that's one of the games we're targeting for multiple Game of the Week packages next week. Hand off to Ray again, and he is ridden down with a good tackle by Jaden Oates. Oates fought off the block at the point of attack and rolls him down, a gain of 6 to midfield. And I think you've noticed the same thing I have, that Ray is into the second level of the defense really before Booker T can even get off of a block up front.
Yeah, and then when they do try to get off a block, his first cut is so quick that he's getting another 5 or 6 yards. You mentioned Deer Creek. How about this? Stillwater and Deer Creek are going into overtime, tied at 21.
It'll be a big win for Coach Stanley's ball club. That game at Deer Creek tonight, 3rd down and 6 at midfield for the Yellow Jackets. 6.5 minutes to play. 2 tight ends right. They hand it left. Ray is cut down as he gets across midfield of the 49. And he tried to make that little left to right cut. And this time the defense was waiting for him. It's going to bring up 4th down and about 5.
Some other scores of interest in 6A1. Owasso and Union are tied at 7 going into overtime. About 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. This would be an upset. Mustang leads Norman North 42-35.
4th and 5. They'll go for it. Will Choctaw at the Booker T 49-yard line. Clock reads 6 minutes exactly to play in the ball game. Choctaw trying to keep the drive alive, burn more time, and continue to nurse an 8-point lead. And now Wessel will walk to the near side, and the Yellow Jackets will spend a timeout. Timeout, 5:55 to play in the ball game. Back after these messages on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
Our middle daughter actually has a heart defect. And we didn't find that out until we found out when she was about 12, she had a genetic disorder. She has 2 right coronary arteries and no left. Luckily to this day, she hasn't had any symptoms, but you know, there's always that chance that something will happen, and it's kind of scary. She has to visit the cardiologist every once in a while, more often than you and I definitely would, just to get CAT scans and MRIs to make sure everything is still going the way it's supposed to go. But every year when that happens, who knows what you're going to find. I'm extremely excited about the All of Us research program. I wanted to participate not only because I wanted more cardiology research for my daughter and for our family, but also it's definitely a huge step in the right direction that we've been waiting for a long time.
Back to live action in Choctaw. 4th down and 5 for the Yellow Jackets at the Booker T. Washington 49-yard line. They need to get to the Hornet 44. They turn this ball over on downs. Rolling right, Wessel. Feeling some pressure. Throws near side.
Wow.
And it's caught. A diving reception inside the 35-yard line. It was Jax Burchett that made the catch. And I thought when he released it, it was an incompleted pass.
I mean, a good throw, too, by Wassel. We see him sprint out, and he just seems so much more comfortable rolling out when he throws. Heck of a catch there.
Burchett came in, 5 catches, 1 for a score and 46 yards. He got 17. And that's going to allow the Yellow Jackets to take this game at least down to about 2 minutes if they're stopped on downs. 5:24 to play. Clock begins to roll. They're at the 32. Handoff, C.J. Smith. Hit. Drags the defender with him. Got back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Elias Sherman was the one that he hit, and that is a big man against a big man.
You know, one other game we had on pay dirt tonight, you know, Watonga had a really good start to the season at 3-0, and they meet their match against Cashin. Cashin is up 56-18 in the fourth quarter.
And now Choctaw is at the line of scrimmage. Booker T. Looked like they were John with themselves, and the officials come in. And it looks like Amadre Tiger is headed off to the sideline. That's a big loss up front in his stay. Can't see who the nose tackle is. Might be Ramsey Austin. I think that is who it is out there. 4:50 to play in the ball game, 22-14. By the way, how good is Ben Harmon, the quarterback at Cashin?
He's good. I mean, and they're the weapons he has. I mean, we talked about it earlier, Lagasse and Manning and Vandruff, and you know, a lot of people don't know this, but they have the Fippen kid will be coming back, and the Fippen kid is another weapon for them. I'm sure everybody in Class A can't wait for them to get one more weapon, but the defending state champions, you know, they lost that game early against a really good Rejoice Christian team, but man, they're going to be tough to beat in Class A. I just got an update, by the way. Deer Creek just went ahead of Stillwater in overtime, 28-21.
That is huge for the Antlers.
Well, touchdown Stillwater, 28-28.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Now we're ready to resume action. 4:10 to play. Hand off to Ray.
Ooh,
cuts right, 25 to the 20, 15 to the 10, Ray to the 5, and he is tackled inside the 5 near the 2-yard line. How about the footwork by Littell Ray?
I mean, we've been talking about it all night, and that sidestep that he makes is just super difficult. I mean, he does it every time. It seems like he gets about 5 yards past the line of scrimmage, and then it's amazing how he cuts, and he's still going as fast once he regains his feet.
30 more out of the rushing total for Littell Ray, who came in with 410 rushing yards this season. For all he's done tonight, he's yet to score a touchdown. They may call his number here. He remains out there as the tailback. They give it to Ray straight ahead, and he walks the dog in for the touchdown. Goodness. I could have reached pay dirt on that gaping hole on the left side.
Todd Miller hits pay dirt. You could have. That was a big hole. You could have made it through there, I think.
Good for Littell Ray. He's done most of the work tonight. He gets rewarded. That is the 3rd rushing touchdown of the second half for Choctaw as their ground game has taken this contest over. Tommy Yowsey on to attempt the extra point. Kick is on the way, and the extra point is good. 3:36 to play. Choctaw 29, Booker T. Washington 14 on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
Todd, listen.
At Bellarmine Company, we know agriculture. Every day we actively value, market, and sell farmland and farm equipment. We also provide comprehensive insurance products for crops, farm equipment, and farm liability. This provides us a true understanding of the rural way of life, resulting in a better service for our customers. There is a difference. We'd be honored to show you. Find out more at callbellamy.com. That is callbellamy.com.
Are you looking for a bank that provides excellent security and safety for your account information? Then Bank Central is made for you. When you use our website, bcna.com, you can pay bills, check account balances, download statements, and even manage your debit card. With our mobile app, you can do all that, plus make deposits as easily as taking a picture with your phone. Talk to a CSR at any of our 6 locations to find the products that work best for your banking needs. At Bank Central, we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
Todd Miller, Adam Dieselhorst back here with you. How about that drive? 11 plays, 88 yards. Really the key, though, was the Wessel pass to Jax Burchett on 4th down and 5 that picked up 17. And it took him 2 plays all on the ground from Littell Ray to make this thing really difficult now in Booker T. Washington. It's 29-14 with 3.5 to play.
Well, I mean, that's just synonymous with a team that is, in the upper echelon in this class. I mean, that's the kind of drive you see in a game like this. Big drive by Choctaw.
Kickoff is short of the end zone, but flags are down. I think somebody left early on the kick coverage team for the Yellow Jackets.
I'm surprised there's a flag. Stillwater is up 35-28 in double overtime.
Well, that will be a tough loss for the Antlers at home, who had a touchdown lead after scoring their first possession of overtime. False start is the signal, so instead of the 40, they'll place the ball on the tee at the 35. 3:36 to play. Another great football weekend here on Squirtle. Started last night with Laverne, the number 1 ranked team in Class B, rolling past Pioneer Pleasantville. Hope you enjoyed that game. Our game here tonight, plus Squirtle Pay Dirt with our good friend Andy Campbell back in studio. So Yowsey has put the ball on the tee at the 35-yard line. This one should be returned by Booker T. Here is Yowsey's 10-yard approach. Line drive kick to the near side. It hits at the 11, bounces into the hands of Jordan Drew. He was down as he went to a knee to pick that ball up, and it's going to be down at the 8-yard line. Some nights it's just not your evening. So Jordan Drew with a mistake there. Going to a knee with possession of the football. Trying to recover a line drive kick. Now watch that front for Deer Creek just pin its ears back and really go after Lathan Boone. Not that they have it all evening long, but with a 2-touchdown lead. So a penalty now has been thrown against Choctaw. And the line of scrimmage will be at the 23-yard line. It's a 15-yard penalty. So a break for Booker T. Washington. Instead of starting their own 8th, they'll be at the 23. They'll become immune to flags tonight, and the signal from the referee.
Flags. Flags, flags, and more flags.
29-14 our score for
That's
the
all I could
24.
say.
Boone throws it out right. Ball is caught. First down and more across the 35, out of bounds near the 37. Micah Tees with the reception. And that's really what the Hornets are going to be relegated to do now, is just to air it out.
Yeah, there's still 3:30 left. They can get a quick score and obviously an onside kick.
They'll officially put it down to the 38, so 15 yards of first down. One back set. Ball on the far hash for Booker T. Washington. Boone feeling the pressure, rolls left, dumps it off, incomplete. It's probably just as well. If Purdom handles that pass, he's going to be drilled by C.J. Smith for a loss. Say it's been a pretty good evening for the what looked to be soon 3-1 Yellow Jackets of Choctaw. Homecoming, they celebrated before the ball game. A terrific halftime performance by the Pride of Choctaw at intermission. Second and 10 of the 32-yard or the 37-yard line. Boone to throw, rolling right. Now he's in trouble and he's going to be sacked.
That may do it there.
There's a whole host of Yellow Jackets around the football. The loss goes back to the 35. That'll bring up 3rd down and 13. We're under 3 minutes to play in the ball game. Booker T has 2 timeouts. Choctaw has 1. Obviously, the Yellow Jackets probably will not burn that final timeout. Booker T's using a lot of time up. Precious seconds, down by 2 scores as they just now get to the line of scrimmage. And we're approaching 2.5 minutes to play in the ball game.
Here
3rd
comes
down
Choctaw.
13. Back to throw Boone. Steps up, flush for the pocket, gets away from Brown, throws across the way, it's caught, and immediately out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
I mean, Brown was just, he got grabbed and held by about every one of the offensive linemen from Booker T that time.
Jordan Drew on the receiving end of that catch. 4th and 6 is the play, that's just 7.
A quick update from that Deer Creek Stillwater game that we were closely covering. Stillwater wins 35-28 in double overtime.
Yellow Jacket faithful making noise. 4th and a long 6. They officially put it down to the 41. So it's almost 7 full yards. 3 Hornets to the near side. This is your ball game right here with under 2.5 to play.
Timeout.
And now Booker T is going to use a timeout that will leave them with 1. Back in a moment, 29-14 Choctaw, the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
They're talking about the band. They're telling the band.
That's exactly what was going on, but Booker T is also going to take a timeout.
Yeah.
So we'll take a break. 2:29 to play in the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
The thing with car buying nowadays is just how many options there are when it comes to where to actually get a car. Dealerships, websites, auctions, private sellers, and so on. But knowing exactly where to get your car loan makes it all much less stressful. That's where Communication Federal can help. There's a reason we're known for auto loans around here. Lots of car options and lots of places to buy, but only one choice for an auto loan. Communication Federal Credit Union.
.229 to play. They did quiet the band. Booker T, as we told you, took a timeout. They empty the backfield on 4th down. Boone steps up, throws. He's got a receiver at the 45 in opponent territory. And down to the 37-yard line goes Micah Tees. And that is as well thrown of a football as we've seen tonight from Boone.
That's a big answer there by Boone. Boone has really been, he's had a heck of a game considering how much he's been chased. I think there's going to be a flag now on Choctaw.
13 yards on the first down catch. On 4th and 6, they threw it in front of the sideline. So more than likely we're going to have another sideline violation called against the Yellow Jackets. We saw one earlier here in the second half. That's exactly what it is. So Booker T. Washington is still breathing, but with 1 timeout remaining, or 2 timeouts, excuse me, and 2:21 remaining in the game. That's a big 5 yards. Don't kid yourself, because it moves them closer to the end zone without time running off. Ball will now be at the 22-yard line.
15 yards, right?
Yep. Yeah, not 5, it's 15. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. I said 5, I meant 15. Again,
I knew what you meant.
I've lost my concentration on fouls at this point.
Just so many that it's hard to count.
So Booker T is just outside the red zone. Down 29-14. Both teams scored in the 20s last year.
The pay dirt zone, Todd.
Choctaw came away with a victory. You need to write that down so I'll remember that from now on. You're renaming stuff and not telling anybody. But I guess it's your world. You can make up the rules. I'm going to flag you.
It would be necessary at this point.
Oh, goodness.
Look at that moon over there.
It's pretty. Did you see the harvest moon this past week?
Ah, it was gorgeous.
Looked like daylight.
It did.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10 of the 22. Hornets need a quick strike. Boone from the gun, empties the backfield, looking left, rolling left, steps up, stays on his feet, and the second wave is going to swallow him under. Julius Pruitt was in there, trying to see who the first defender was that may have gotten in there. But he was the one that he got free from. Didn't get free from the second, and guess what? There's flags down.
I mean,
guys, I've done this a long time. I've never seen anything like this.
There's been
I don't
so
think
many
I've
flags.
ever seen a more penalized game in my entire life.
Well, and it's like you said, it's a shame because it's completely disrupted the flow of the game. I mean, two's just super talented teams, you know, but there's just a lot of chippiness, and that started very early in this game, but a lot of unnecessary penalties on both sides of the ball.
If you're a Choctaw fan, that's what I thought it might be. Defensive holding, they threw a flag in the secondary. So that is going to take away the sack. Now dead ball, personal foul against Choctaw, so 2 fouls. Now the Yellow Jacket sideline is not at all happy, nor is the crowd, as you might be able to hear down below.
Yeah, I thought they were going to call that the other way, but I think he might have pointed maybe the wrong direction.
2 flags on the play. One was defensive holding against Choctaw.
At this point, I'm not sure what is happening.
I'm not certain the striped shirts know what's happening. They're walking over to the far side hash. Booker T is ready to go. They're at the line of scrimmage. There's 2:07 remaining in the ball game. It's 29-14. Well, they're going to mark off the penalty against Choctaw. So he did not point the wrong way. Some of these personal fouls may not have been called in other weeks, but because of the chippiness and the tone that was set for the outset tonight, I think we've seen some unsportsmanlike calls that maybe again in some high school games go unflagged. Do you agree? Now Booker T is starting to walk back.
Personal foul against
It is
Booker
against
T.
the Hornets.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just taken so long to like get the penalties assessed, and
yeah.
I mean that's the part about it. And I get there's a lot of flags, you know, but still, and you know it's tough to be officials, you know, but it just seems like it's taken a really long time to diagnose that whole situation.
Yeah, it's like they throw a flag and they have to talk. I mean, they're not certain what they're penalizing somebody for. Okay, they'll bark it back at the 28-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 10 from that point.
Andy Campbell wanted me to ask you if you would need him back as your color guy.
That'd be great. Jordan Drew. He can do play-by-play. Motions, and they throw it out left for from Lathan Boone. It's incomplete. Oh, Andy. He and I go all the way back to his Fairview days.
You bet. He's doing a heck of a job hosting the Pay Dirt Show. And Corey Rogers, getting that thing programmed and put together has been super impressive. Corey does a lot of things that I never could imagine would actually happen.
Who knows? He may feel that way too. 2nd and 10. Booker T at the 28 of Choctaw. 2:04 to play.
I wish you could eliminate some of these flags in this game.
Boone scrambles. Jump
Got him.
passes out right. Caught. 1st down inside the 20 near the 16-yard line. Micah Tees. Gain of 12, and they are now into the Squirtle pay dirt into the field at the 16. Did I get that right?
You got it right.
Okay. Didn't even write it down for me. 1:58 to play. Hornets not going to go quietly into the night in this one. Washington is the single setback. 3-by-1 formation for Lathan Boone. He has him inside the red zone. Fakes the handoff, rolls left under duress, throws, and he throws wide of his target. Purdom on the 6-yard line, and that was because of the backside pressure from Ethan Running.
Well, Todd, who do the Bison have tomorrow?
Southwestern in Weatherford. I may be heading there right after this game.
It's a 6 o'clock game.
2nd and 10 of the 16. Empty backfield. Here comes the pressure again from Brown. Rolling right, Boone. Flag is down. Boone cuts left. He is down at the 15-yard line.
There's going to be, yes.
2 more late flags come in.
There are. I mean, they targeted a defenseless running back. I mean, the quarterback was going down and got hit right in the face.
They threw 1 flag, the first at the 6-yard line. That is from the defensive secondary. So there's a possibility both of these infractions are going to be on Choctaw. Entering play tonight, Sand Springs along with Booker T and Bixby. The only unbeaten teams in 6A2 District 2. And now another flag comes in.
I mean, I can't believe this.
So there are 3 different flags on the field.
You know, at what point in time, if you're the officials, do you start removing players from off the field? I mean, that's probably what I would do. I mean, it's difficult, I mean, at some point in time, there's rules to be played by, and if people aren't abiding by them, then remove them from the field, right?
Matt Smith has come off, and he is yapping as he goes by the coaching staff. So he may be the one that drew the late flag, or the last of the 3 penalties. In fact, we'll have to see if he's not been disqualified, as the white cap is writing in his book.
Well, a good job by the coaches for pulling him out of the game there. And they're going to meet about it again.
Tell you what, Grant Gower may be taking a look at this film tomorrow. He's the head of officials for the OSSAA. Hard to believe, but right now, only 1 player has been ejected. Holding in the secondary, is what told you, against Choctaw. Dead ball, personal foul, Choctaw. And now the 3rd flag is unsportsmanlike conduct against the Yellow Jackets, and that is on Matt Smith. Smith was not disqualified, but you're right, the Yellow Jacket coaching staff got him out of the ball game. So all 3 fouls are against Choctaw. 1:39 to play. And now the ball will be half the distance to the goal. And they're going to put it down somewhere in the vicinity of the 4-yard line. Well, they're going to mark off all 3, so after all of that, the line of scrimmage now is at the 2-yard line.
Well, and this puts Booker T in a spot where if they can get a score and onside it and get an onside kick this game, there's still life in this game for Booker T, especially if they score quick here.
They only need 2 yards. It's 1st down and goal to go, so all 3 penalties are assessed.
They'd obviously have to convert either an extra point or a 2-point conversion, which they've been kicking extra points. So
now one more time.
What is going on?
Holding, personal foul, and then unsportsmanlike conduct. They're signaling the 3 fouls. 2 of the 3 were dead ball fouls.
So why was it necessary to do that again?
I have no idea. This game is going on 3 hours and 15 minutes old. Let's see if Booker T can punch it into the end zone. They hand it off to Washington. He fumbles as he was hit at the 1-yard line. And did he get down? Did he get back on it? He did at the 1.
They need to hurry up and run another play if
You're
Booker
right.
T does.
We're under a minute and a half to play, 1:17 to be exact. It's second down and inside the 1 for Booker T. Boone and Washington in the backfield. They'll call Washington's number again. Touchdown Hornets. And now another flag at the end of the play.
That one's on Booker T that time. But it's going to be a dead ball, so I think that's going to make the extra point longer, right? Or do you assess it on the field on the
They'll
on
have
the
the
kickoff?
option to do so. Here it is, personal foul against the Hornets. And I thought he was in. They said he did not get in, so now they're going to mark this penalty off.
Oh, no, he got in.
Okay, I thought
Yeah.
I saw a hand go up. But the Whitecap still was not signaled touchdown.
Yeah, they're going to make him kick a longer field goal is what they're going to do.
Okay. So Washington with a 1-yard touchdown run. Well, this obviously makes it a no-brainer for Jonathan Brown and Booker T. Can't go from 2 from here. The ball will be at the 18, so it'll be the equivalent of a 35-yard field goal for the extra point. Just to make it an 8-point game, they've got to have it. Here comes the snap. Ball is down. Marsh's extra point is on the way, and it is no good. He missed it right. 1:09 to play, and that will just about do it. 29-20 is our score. We'll pause for these messages on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech. We are Tech.
Now all that is left to do for Choctaw is to recover the onside kick. It needs to get to midfield. The Yellow Jackets have their good hands team out there. That was a really long drive. 11 plays that went 77 yards. And was just a mess with penalties. So Jackson Marsh will have 6 on the right side and 4 on the left side. And now Choctaw is going to call the timeout, I believe. Their final to make sure that they have everything in place.
Well, here's kind of a cool little situation. Catoosa beat Skiatook 9-7 on a last-second field goal, and I don't know if you saw the article that Whit Carter from Squirtle wrote about the turnaround that Catoosa's had here in the last handful of years, and to capitalize that with a win over Skiatook with a last-second field goal, pretty cool stuff.
Way cool. 1:09 to play. Booker T does have 2 timeouts, so they can stop the clock twice if they don't recover this onside kick. But the problem for the Hornets tonight has just simply been keeping Littell Ray and company in check, and they have not been able to do much with the Yellow Jackets offense. You think there's 300 yards on penalties in this game? Combined.
I think there could have been. I mean, it is a lot. I mean, it's a lot. It probably the most penalized game I've ever seen.
It is for me. Same formation. Left side, 4 for Booker T. 6 on the right side. And Marsh is kicking it that way. Waiting for the signal. Now here we go. The onside kick attempt from the 40. Takes a big bounce, but is fielded by the Yellow Jackets. That was very well executed. So they go down immediately, and now they'll have it near midfield with 1:09 to play.
And that'll do it.
Booker T can stop the clock twice. I would imagine that they will not. Frustrating night indeed for the Hornets. But in honesty, they've been their own worst enemy tonight. And Choctaw has taken advantage of the mistakes, for the most part, that Booker T has made.
You know, give credit to Choctaw. They obviously had those handful of possessions where they were really methodical and long drives, a lot of, nice run game stuff. But, it's been really overshadowed by the discipline and the penalties and all those types of things, which that can happen in games like this. These games can get chippy, and, Choctaw's definitely got a talented team, and, I can see them obviously making a deep playoff run again.
Victory formation as Wassel will go to a knee. Booker T is yet to call a timeout. I think they're going to. They'll have one more with 1:02 to play. So it's academic at this point. You can stop it one more time, but you're not going to get the ball back.
And you coach all the way through.
Sure
because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, they could mishandle the snap, or we've seen stranger things, but and it also shows your kids, you're going to play to the last horn. That's how you coach your kids, and that's what you tell them. So, I'll obviously like this here by Booker T.
I can tell you this, Booker T is going to win a lot of games. They're going to win a lot of games. And they're going to be a force in 6A too. They just have got to cut down on the penalties. Man, it was a penalty-marred game tonight on both sides of the ball. Can't say enough, though, about the Yellow Jackets and the ground control that they unleashed against Booker T in the second half. Wassel will take a knee. All the way back to the 36. It'll bring it 3rd down and 22, and the Hornets choose their final timeout. Tell you what, penalties aside, I've enjoyed being at Choctaw for the first time. These guys have been super, super hospitable for us.
Yeah, fantastic hospitality by athletic director, by Coach Corbin, by both athletic directors. Booker T. Washington, special thanks to them, too, as well. This has been a great first-time experience for Squirtle to be here, and we appreciate it, and we look forward to coming again at some point in time.
Keep in mind that Choctaw has done this on the ground tonight without their outstanding left tackle, Cade McConnell.
That is true.
TCU signee, 13th, according to the Oklahoma, to the Super 30. Guy's got some great bloodlines. His dad was at Choctaw, finished his high school career at Midwest City, committed to Oklahoma State, played at Pittsburgh State, was good enough to play in the Arena Football League and the National Football League for 9 years.
Wow,
McConnell, by the way, this dude is an athlete, upper 80s on the mound. He also can dunk. He's over 300 pounds. Final play of the ball game on 3rd down and 22. And now they're going to pitch it. And running right is going to be Ray. He has a first down to the 42-yard line.
It's short, but it doesn't really matter.
So even Littell Ray can make hay when they're trying to run out the clock. It'll be 3rd down and less than or 4th down and less than a yard. No, it is 1st down, as I told you, at the 42-yard line. Choctaw will have to snap it one final time. They're going to win it 29-20. Full diamond backfield. And of course, there's a flag. And it's illegal procedure against Choctaw. Come on, guys. So guess what? Now they won't have to snap it again. Once the ball is readied for play. Yeah, they will. The clock won't start until the snap of the ball. My apologies. So they'll snap it one more time with 19 seconds to go. Wessel goes to an E, and that will do it. Final score tonight, Choctaw 29, Booker T. Washington 20. Our abbreviated postgame show is coming up next here on the High Points Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business. And remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like Video on Demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit gopioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
Physical Therapy Central is proud to be keeping you in the game of life. Now with a convenient location in Kingfisher. Get back to the game of life faster with PT Central.
For over 50 years, Tulsa Tech has helped people find new career paths, jobs, and a successful future. We've partnered with Tulsa businesses to grow our economy and help train the workforce of our community. During these uncertain times, one thing is for sure. Tulsa Tech will be here when life returns to normal, helping people make their own path. We will get through this together.
There you see our final score tonight from Bill Jensen Stadium at Choctaw. The Yellow Jackets ranked second at 6A2, beat fourth-ranked Booker T. Washington 29-20 in a game that was enjoyable except for all the penalties. It was just a penalty-marred fest tonight. There's no other way you can say it, but these two are very good teams. Choctaw goes to Ponca City, then gets Bixby in 2 weeks. Booker T. Washington faces Bartlesville next week. So still some big games on the schedule, but the Yellow Jackets in prime position after knocking off the rival Booker T. Washington Hornets tonight to finish in the top 2 of 6A2 District 2. Your final thoughts?
I mean, two very talented teams. We talked about it from the get-go. Both of these teams you're going to see have long trips into the playoffs. You know, I really honestly just think the difference in the game is just the ability for Choctaw to control the line of scrimmage and to have easier drives to score. I think both teams we talked about were pretty undisciplined and made a lot of mistakes. There were a lot of penalties, those different things, but I really think the better team won tonight between the two teams. Now, obviously, both teams were a little bit shorthanded. We talk about McConnell being out on the Choctaw side, and then we talk about Gentry Williams having to exit early in the game. But I don't think that would have made a difference in the game. But I do see this as a possible game down the road in the playoffs.
I totally agree. How bright is the future here for Choctaw?
Oh, my
This
gosh.
program that Jake Corbin has built, and he has done it the right way, has nothing but blue skies ahead, because you look at 6A2, it's wide open. Bixby goes to 6A1 next year. This year, though, this Yellow Jacket team, I think, thinks they can beat the Spartans. They had a shot twice last year.
Yeah, and you just watch their coaches, and you see the fans at this game. The band was even really good. I mean, everything's good right now here at Choctaw, and it was a great atmosphere. Future is bright, obviously, for Choctaw, and I'm excited to see if they can take that next step and be that team that can possibly match up with Bixby. And they have Bixby a few weeks from now, but dethrone them, because, man, that's been a difficult task for anyone in any class.
All right, that's going to wrap it up here tonight from Bill Jensen Stadium in Choctaw. Final score, final time. The Yellow Jackets beat Booker T. Washington 29-20. Stay tuned. Coming up next, it is the Prep Sports Postgame Show hosted by Grant Merrill and Randy Heitz. You can see it right here in its entirety until midnight on Squirtle. For Adam Dieselhorst and our entire crew here in Choctaw, I'm Todd Miller. We'll see you again next week. Until then, good night, everybody.